Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we start week 2 of the Team Gap Silver League, featuring Uru Bonk Silver Purple versus Queen's Gambit Gold Black. I am JR, and joining me tonight is Primus Multis. Say
What
hi.
up? What up? Let's fucking go!
Yeah, week 2. Yeah, like I said, Uru Bonk Purple. Their roster is top to bot. A part of Manny in the top lane, Laser Sniped in the jungle, Vulps in the mid lane, Rylaion, our favorite caster, in the ADC position, and Mustard Cat in support.
And on the black side, we got Ratsu in the top lane, Rayo Leon on the jungle, mid laner is Captain Ryu, AD carry is QG IHF, and support Accelerate. I am so excited for this game. You have no idea, JR.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited as well. This is my third silver game that I'm casting.
I
I'm
believe
look,
there's only been 4 total games. I think you've got most of them.
yeah, I've been casting a lot of silver games. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we got a draft started with UWRU Bonk in the blue side. First ban is going to be a Sejuani, which I don't believe Black played at all in their series last week. So they might have seen some shenanigans.
Could be some
Uh,
scouting. Yeah, Sejuani, very potent ganks early, and just always that meatball that a team
mhm,
always wants.
right. I'll move this. Alrighty, slow ban so far. Only seeing the Sejuani. Really calculated picks, I can tell. So you casted most of these games so far. What are you expecting from these two teams?
I can't remember if I've watched Black play just yet.
Mhm.
Um, for the side of Purple, I did see them get O2'd in like record time.
Yeah, sorry, Ryland.
Yeah, I what I expect from most of these games is like um maybe kind of slow early, and then like once early to mid, when that mid hits, the game just explodes. That's what I've been
Right.
noticing with a lot of the games.
Looks like we're having some remake on the draft, so we'll get that underway. But no, I'm excited as well. I mean, obviously, I played against Purple, so um, a little bit of macro they need to work on, which I think Black did very well in their games against Brown on what was that, Thursday. Um, really great macro by Black. Black pretty much like the two games that they won were always in charge of the game, which I think Purple might have a tough time with dealing with. So I think objective control and just playing the map is really what Purple needs to worry about. And I will say if Black does like to make some mistakes when it comes to positioning and overextending. So I think if Bonk is able to capitalize on that, they'll probably have a lot easier game and are able to play around that map. So my prediction, at least for the first game, is going to be if before we look at picks and bans, it's going to be Black. Just going in. Obviously, looking at the draft, that'll change my prediction and just seeing what teams want to play. But so far, I'm looking for a 2-1 Black. Gonna call it.
Who won Black? I mean, I'd love to throw a prediction out there, but I just haven't seen Black. That's the only, or that's yeah. Last week that was the only game I didn't get to watch or cast. But yeah, like you said, Purple had if they fix some of their macro issues that we saw in week 1, I can see them being a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's still a very strong team. You never know. Um, Accelerate's upset that I might be throwing down the caster curse, but um, you never know. I mean, I think Black played a decent mix of champions in their matches. Um, I've kind of don't remember exactly what they picked, but gotcha. I see that now.
Interesting, they changed up the Sejuani ban to Ziggs, and it looks like Black will be responding with the Rise ban.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I am a big proponent of getting rid of Ziggs. I do not like him in the bot lane. He is a menace. Hate it. So, and I believe Black played it twice in their series. If I or it was at least once they played Ziggs. I don't remember how successful they were on it, but it is played by the side of QG. So no, and then both sides just immediately banning 80 carries. Ryan does love his Caitlyn, so that doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, fast bans coming out both sides. There's another thing I've noticed with a lot of the soul games I've casted is that bans are like usually really really quick. They know what they want gone and they stick to it.
Yeah, and especially with this elo, there's a lot of comfort picks. Like they'll play like a few champions, but there's always that one where it's like, yeah, we play this a ton, like, and it might be a little uncomfortable when you're put on something else, or you won't be as strong. Um,
Right.
oh, evidently the game that they played Ziggs they lost. So I remember it was played. I didn't remember how good it was. But Olaf and Senna coming out for our last round of bans, so we'll see what the blue side, excuse me, is going to be able to get for purple. And they're going to pick the Ash, which I don't know if you watched LCS or any of the finals this past weekend, but Ash was kind of looking tough in pro play. I think it was like one game out of all of the finals where Ash was picked that they won. So interesting pick by purple, but still a strong pick. Ashel, super strong. Maybe at this heal it'll probably be more successful, but and then Aurelia coming out for. I'm assuming that's going to be put on Captain Ryu. He played a lot of Aurelia on in last week's games, so anticipating that's going to be a mid lane Aurelia. And then some global presence from the Galio for the side of Queen's Gambit.
Uh yeah, I mean I can see the Irelia also going top and then taking the Galio mid just for even more presence.
Hmm.
But I haven't seen Captain Ryu's champ pool, so perhaps you are right. It might be Irelia mid.
Yeah,
And
which it could be a bait.
right. They're responding, or Bonk is responding with Braum, and perhaps they changed the Sejuani ban because they wanted to pick Sejuani. So
Go for the
maybe,
Freljord.
yeah, I'll get the Freljord synergy over here. Maybe
Yeah.
if they pick Sejuani third.
Alrighty, yeah. Sorry, someone's hit me up for a game. I'm casting, guys. I'm doing what I love.
Well, we're keeping
So,
like the Frozen theme going with the Trundle pick.
uh, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do? Okay, so hypothetically, so Prendle can go top, and then they have Sejuani in the jungle,
And
and
then
then
Nivea mid.
and maybe in the mid lane.
It's doable.
That's
Very doable.
it's. I mean, oh my god, they have to do it now. They can't not do it. I'm gonna be so upset if Queen's Gambit bans it out.
An all failure or Frozen themed team. That'd be pretty insane.
That is
As we
pretty insane. Although, very honestly, like I guess aggressive picks coming out for Queen's Gambit. A lot of room for some front to back, but also at the same time like dive potential with the Galio and Aurelia.
Yeah, Queen's Gambit's team, they have that ability with the Silver Ult now to just like press R and then run at them. I really mobile with the Q, and Galio can just dash in with taunt with that Silver speed up.
Yeah, I like their comp so far, but no ice bands coming out for Queen's Gambit just yet. They're gonna choose the talent instead, which I believe Volps does like to play some assassins. I don't know how much, but Silas coming out for the side of blue, or excuse me, purple. Um,
Silas a nice ban, imagine Silas just healing with that Trundle ult on top of his own healing,
I
or
was
just
thinking the
casting an
Ash
Ash
ult.
arrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Ash arrow is scary. Um, so I guess yeah, they're banning out the mid and jungle right now. Probably assuming that I mean this could be a Trundle jungle. You never know. But we'll see what they flex it and then just take out the Sejuani. It looks like. So some mixed bands. Kind of curious what whether they're probably going to leave the mid lane for, or excuse me, not the top lane for their last pick, so that they can still um flex that Galio and Aurelia, as well as, I guess not the Galio if they pick support, but they'll probably pick either support or top. Actually, jungle. Confused. That they're gonna save
Or
the flex pick for. Okay, so they're probably gonna flex between mid and support. So yeah, they had two different flexes there, but yeah, Mordekaiser gonna go top lane. Aurelia is probably gonna go in the mid lane. So we'll see if actually it's probably they're just hmm, yeah. Okay, so yeah, they're just ready to pick the jungle. Brain was
yeah,
hurting.
I unless this is Mordekaiser jungle, the Galio has to go support here, right?
Right. So
And
they
then
just leave the support for the counter pick to see what.
no, no, failure call. I'm sorry to cut you
Or
off.
the
We
yeah,
see volley.
they're leaving the jungler up for a counter pick. They want to see if this Trundle is eating in the jungle, which it is. I mean, honestly, like they can go either, but yeah. I don't like this as your pick. That's not Anivia.
Yeah, definitely it's not a Nivea. It's a bird. So we're on the right track there, but not the right bird.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's close enough. And then, wow, this is a very high damage team coming out from Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, I mean, high. It's even higher pick potential and dive potential with the Kha'Zix
Yeah,
now.
it's definitely a pick dive comp, but honestly, like especially with the Azir and the Trundle Pillar, and there's so much disengage from the side of purple. A lot of slows, a lot of disengage. Like it's gonna be really tough for them to get to the back line of purple. So I think they're probably gonna be going more for picks than they are dives. I'd say. Um,
Right, that makes sense. Bonk with like the more traditional comp here, like you said, a lot of disengage, and even if they wanted to dive, they can. They still have a lot of tools to do so with the Volibear and Azir ultis.
Yeah, I mean, this is I like both comps honestly. I think they all kind of mesh well and they have their own mission. It's really just going to come down to who can play out their comp and who can uh, actually play around the map with their comp. Bonk purple, they're really going to want to have to play safe early. Kite them out, play safe, make sure you have lots of vision. Whereas Queen's Gambit's going to do the opposite. They want to cancel vision, they want to try and get some aggressive deep wards. They want to try and get these picks early so that they can. I mean, especially like Kha'Zix, like early, super strong because he's gonna fall off in the late game. He's gonna want to go for lots of picks, get as many kills on this rally as you can. Um, so we'll see what happens, but I do kind of agree that was an interesting Kha'Zix pick into at least the early game from Trundle and Volibear. I don't think Kha'Zix wins that matchup, so we'll see if he's able to get some priority ganks instead of reactive ganks. If he's not the first one to the lane, then he's probably not going to be able to do much. Trundle will probably be more aggressive, or probably more likely to get the kill than.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the comps, I was initially looking at Bonk. Because I didn't know where the Trundle and the Volley were gonna go. Because in theory, they both can go top jungle. But
Mhm.
looking at the draft so far, it looks like Volibear will be taking top and Trundle will be taking jungle. So there's
Yeah,
that.
and that's what I'm thinking as well. Especially since we've seen in a lot of pro play how effective that Trundle can be in the jungle. I think he'll probably get more utility out of the pillar in the jungle than if he were in the top lane. But yeah, where do you think this where the junglers are going to focus right now? I'm kind of foreseeing the Kha'Zix to go mid more often than not, and then I think this jungle's probably going to try and focus on the bot lane. Just Sivir can outrange the Ashe, so I think it might be a little tough for her early. If Sivir can at least hide behind minions, um, and I'm assuming if Ashe spams her W that she will be pushing the lane, Ryan. will be pushing the lane, so it'll probably be an easy gank for the Kazakhs if Sivir is able to let the wave crash into their tower. But we shall see how they play. But what are your thoughts on at least the jungle pathing?
I think Kha'Zix is gonna play weak side bot and focus mid top, just because
Hmm.
he does rely quite a bit on his isolation damage, and with Braum being able to just hop to the Ashe and apply that passive onto Kha'Zix, it's really tough for him to gank that bot lane. I think, especially with the Ashe slow on top of that all.
I
Um,
smell
and
fear.
I see the Trundle going for or gonna prioritize bot lane. It's because I think, like you said, Ash will be pushing the lane, but since she has the ability to push the lane, she controls how that lane goes, and I feel like it be in their favor to let the wave push in, thinking that Kha'Zix would be playing weak side bot, and then let the Trundle gank the bot lane.
Yeah, it's just gonna be very interesting. I think this early game is really gonna determine how this plays out. Because like we saw, like this was very uh uh give and take for Black and Brown on Thursday. Um, the only games I didn't catch was Pink and Aqua, but at least for Black and Brown in their games, um, both teams had uh these front to back comps and then these dive comps, and the, the dive comp, which I believe Black actually was the one that played more front to back, all three games. They won when they played safe early. They played around the map. They got every objective. They had good vision, which is what Purple's gonna have to do this game. Now, when Brown had the dive comp, their pick comp, the one game that they actually won was when they were able to get ahead, get their picks. I think by like 7.5 minutes, they were up 8-2 in kills, and they were able to have more priority on those objectives. So for this pick comp to work for Black, they're going to have to play super aggressive early. So I'm hoping, like, especially like right now, they should be hopefully going for a level one. I know Rylaion likes to see it when he's casting. He hates to see it when he's playing. So they'll probably not go for the level one. But I hope that at least that Black goes for it. I think that would be a good change of pace, and probably it's good for them for early, set them up.
You said that in Black versus Brown, the dive comp that played safe early and then played towards that dive mid to late won,
Oh no,
right?
opposite. The
Opposite.
game they won was when they were super aggressive early, got eight
Oh, I
kills,
see.
but by like 7 minutes. They were diving towers, or at least near tower. I don't think they fully dived a tower. Also, everyone, do not forget, we have about a couple minutes for predictions for this game. Um, so throw down your points. Let's see who wins. Right now, it is 94% purple and 6% black. I think Black, if they play this early game really well, they will win. So I'm gonna be a betting man, get some more channel points, and I'm gonna vote Black. I
Yeah, those
think,
are some good odds you got there.
yeah, I like the odds. They do still have a comp that is playable. I don't know much. I don't know about the Kazakh pick, so that's on like it. They will win if they get any kills on this Aurelia and Kazakhs. Captain Rai is very strong in this Aurelia. He loves to play it. Um, he styled on it, I would say, on Brown last week. But if they get kited and they aren't able to be aggressive and get kills early game, it's over. I mean, Purple essentially outscales and just has a way better 5 vs 5. And I think what also they need to do, if they do get to late game and they are behind, they're gonna have to rely on this Mordekaiser to split push. Mordekaiser really good at split pushing and forcing members to come answer him. Because Mordekaiser can very easily 1v1 even without just using his ultimate. He's just a very strong champion in a 2 vs 1. Especially later in the game when he could just omni vamp and outlast you, and then pop his ultimate and turn that 2v1 into 1v1. He they have to force that so that the rest of his members can 4 vs 3 rather than 4 vs 4, because they're not going to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to 4 vs 4. they have to have a numbers advantage if they're going to want to win the mid to late game.
Right. Well, I mean, with the Mordekaiser, because he can turn into a 1v1, even if you send two members for him, they're basically fighting two 1v1s unless the person in the Shadow Realm can survive the 1v1 against the Mordekaiser,
Right.
which is very tough because he does take your stats in there.
Yeah, and even in the 2 versus 1, I saw it. I believe in. I think it was the last week of Gold Games. There was a Mordekaiser that just wouldn't die. Who just I want to say it was green. But I forget. It's been a couple weeks. I think it was in the final. Just kind of sat in the side lane and just always had forced players to come answer him. Uh, and it was always a 2 versus 1, and there was always a numbers advantage at objectives, and because Mordekaiser got EQ, he can just clear the wave super easy after a certain point in the game. So I think there's gonna be a lot more split pushing and going for picks from the side of black. So hopefully they're gonna be able to do that. Obviously, purple, all they have to do is have good vision, and they should be fine. They can't overextend, or they will get picked off. Based on these picks. Aurelia, Sivir, uh, especially the Kazakhs are just so scary. Like if you accidentally walk into them in the jungle. All right, well, we are headed into game 1 of the series, black versus brown. It's going to be on the blue side. That is going to be purple. It is going to be UWRU Bonk, and on the red side is going to be Team Black, which is Queen's Gambit Knights. I'm hoping to see some level 1 shenanigans from the side of black.
We already see some early pings coming up from side of black, like you wanted. They're pinging onto that tri-bush, and we see 5 members running down. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, the waddle from this Galio is cracking me up. Not gonna lie to you.
Birdio is a great skin. Yes.
Oh yeah, like I said. Ooh, it looks like this might be some early aggression. They are gonna see them out, but it's a really good knockup opportunity for Galio.
And yeah, Galio's gonna get stunned by the Braum passive. Mordekai's gonna get a nice Q and go 1-for-1, but First Blood does go over to the Azir. We'll see if the rest of the members from Purple will be able to walk out. Yes, they will. Interesting how Volibear was sitting mid, and they had Purple had 4 members in the tri-bush for the counter.
Yeah, unlucky that Galio was only able to knock up one person, and the First Blood went to the one person they probably didn't want it to go to. Azir probably has a little bit harder laning phase against the Aurelia. Giving him First Blood, probably not the best thing can happen. Comes back with a cloth pot, and that's gonna be rough. I mean, the entire other side of black did get an assist. The only person not in that fight was Volibear, so missing out on that little bit of gold. First blood going to the kill, excuse me, going over to Kha'Zix will be good, and we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that, on these early ganks. So overall, even trade outside of the first blood going to the Azir.
And aggressive trades come from both mid laners here. Zero will be taking below half, and Irelia will be taken to exactly half.
Yeah, I expect this rally to be super aggressive into the Azir. Took cleanse actually, so he does not want to get stunned by this Aurelia. Kind of scared. I mean, I would have preferred maybe a TP coming from the Azir, but not too much hard CC from the side of black. But I guess just being safe. He is probably going to be going for more of a carry role this game, especially.
Aggressive trades in the bot lane. 3 stacks onto the Sivir as forced to flash away. Galio also getting 4 stacked, but nothing to be had there. Just pushing their level 2 advantage. Good on the side of Bonk.
Yeah, hit the level 2 first, and I would have done the same thing. Sivir, or excuse me, Ashe, pretty decent level 2. I mean, when you have the slow on your W and your Q now, able to get a lot more autos onto the Sivir, and no spell shield either for Sivir until the level 2. So really well played by Purple on that trade.
Right. Once I get to go back on to comment again on the Azir cleanse, with their team that they do have, like a team fight or potential pick comp. I see them going for team fight though. It's interesting that Azir opted not to take TP. He just has a lot less presence on the map, so he's just, I guess, prioritizing living lane or going even way more than late game, late to mid game, or mid to late game presence.
Yeah, and TP was burned by Aurelia. They're trying to force a play out of the volley bear in that
The
top river.
2v2 in the mid lane. Cleanse will be used by Azir. I mean, I guess there was the use there. I didn't see the Irelia E, or maybe I just missed it, but Azir did cleanse there. No.
Yeah, it was. They were trying to force the volley bear off of the top scuttle so that Kha'Zix wasn't going to get double scuttled. Raelian did get some deep vision on the blue enemy blue.
Gang coming from Kha'Zix. Ashe was forced to burn flash because she was in range of that Galio taunt, but nothing happened after that. Just ADC flash burn. So that's very interesting. I see Galio pinging that one in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, Brylion and Mustard, at least for that first half of this laning phase so far, has been pressuring the bot lane. They have been shoved up. So Ashe not having that flash and really not having much mobility at all is really good for the side of Black.
I mean, it's playing out like the pathing is playing out as you called it initially. Kha'Zix going for that bot side because Ashe will be pushing in. So good on you.
I do my best, I'm not. I'm Heartstuck Silver, but we're watching Silver, so I speak their language.
On the same wavelength.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be much. Oh,
Ignite coming out onto the Sivir. 2 stacks on the passive, 3 stacks. Gallo gonna get the knock up onto Braum, but it gets stunned up. Ashe gonna try chasing them, but will not continue even with the slow.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sivir could have baited a little bit more out just because of the minion wave. You know how much damage those early minions do. I think QJ could have maybe tried to bait out the Ashe. Just sit behind the Galio so that you don't get hit by any W's. But no volleys will be hit, and they just decide to recall.
I would have been happier if Rylan just kept autoing the Galio, because Galio did use his dash into the Braum, and then after that with the Ashe slow, he's not gonna get away. He has no tools unless he's forced to flash. Instead of going for the Sivir that's like, a screen away.
Right. I will say, Purple learned from last week. This happened both games where they, were able to win a trade in the bot lane, and then they actually, had the dragon priority and then just didn't go for it. This time, they saw that the Sivir had to recall. Charno comes down and they take that tower. So really good on them. Big improvement from last week.
Yeah, I remember the first game that happening, they should go for, there we see Mordekaiser hitting level 6 advantage and going for the 1v1 against Volibear, who will be taken very low and might die in the Shadow Realm. No, he does fall to Q eventually. Yeah, so they did have prio both games for the dragon. In the first game they didn't take it, and in the second game I was like, I hope they don't do it again, and then they did it again, they didn't go for it. But yeah, like you said, really good improvement. They got that aggressive trade and then they went for the drag.
Yeah, awesome by them. And then, like we were saying earlier, it's gonna be we need to see what this Kha'Zix says with his lead, which actually didn't even get an assist on the Volibear. I just noticed Ratsu just able to 1v1 the Volibear, hitting 6 first.
We might see some shenanigans happening. We see Kha'Zix sitting at that, or taking that Gromp. Maybe we'll go for the Volibear once he returns to lane, as we see Azir gets the Shurima Shuffle under tower, and yeah, Volibear is getting dove between 2 towers. Here comes Trundle for the counter gank. Mordekaiser forced to flash. Kha'Zix will be taken very low. He will flash as well. Red buff is taking away as Kha'Zix will fall, and Volibear will be continuing to hit the Mordekaiser, and Trundle will get away. We'll see if Volibear gets this Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser does heal quite a bit. He does get the pull onto Trundle and kills the Trundle. He might get the 2v1. Oh my gosh. Yes, the red buff ticks away.
I will say I was kind of confused by that. Okay, so they still won that trade, but I was a little confused because
more action coming out. We see
more standing between the bot. He's just gonna back up. But the Mordekaiser could have. Volibear was still level 5. Why didn't he just fight it? So Ratsu backed off from the fight and he decided I'm just gonna leave Raelian to die. I mean, I think the pillar blocked him off a little bit, but I think he'd have at least tried to stay in the
And we
fight because
see
I think
Galio
if he
gonna
just
flash
kept
in.
autoing,
Is he just gonna die under tower? Really also gonna, or it dies to the tower as you see Toronto gonna beat down the Galio. Sorry, there's a lot happening on the
it's a
map
bloody
right now.
game. I can't even
Oh
finish my
my god.
sentences, guys.
One kill, more than one kill a minute right now. We have
Yeah.
nine kills and 8.5 minutes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And this is what Black did last time. They got a really good trade, and then they got over aggressive, and then they overextended, not respecting the team to answer the aggression. So then they just lost to, you know, not remembering it's like, oh, my team just, the enemy team just backed. They could have been hitting a new item. I should back. I have all this gold in my pocket, and they don't.
Rotsu's
But
looking to contest the Herald. He is really strong. Level 7 turns into a 1v1. Shelly will probably die to Volibear, but we'll see if Trundle's able to live the Shadow Realm. But here comes Irelia making it. No, never mind. Volibear ults in. Here comes Galio as well. It is a 3v2, 4v2 almost. And no kills coming up, but Herald will go to Bonk. We see Mordekaiser getting stunned up near the tower. Will be taken low by the Volibear. We'll see if he's able to get it. He flashes onto the Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser just walks away.
yeah, a bit of an aggressive flash. I don't think he had kill potential on the Mordekaiser just because he's so ahead. But more aggression coming up from the Volibear.
Galio is clearing out the ward, and Volibear will go for it, but he will fall. Galio said no, this ward is staying there, and wow, Sivir just dies under tower to the Bramash.
Yeah, I mean both sides just being over aggressive and not respecting the enemy team. Not really respecting Kha'Zix could still be in our jungle clearing jungle minions because he had no vision on their jungle. He didn't know if Kha'Zix was still there or not. Sivir not respecting the damage that can come from and just a lockdown that can come from Ash Braum. So I think both teams, or at least I think Purple needs to sit back and just chill, play calm. Let the game extend. Let your comp move. Get your Azir some farms, some items. But I do want to see the same amount of aggression from Black. I just want it to be where they're putting the aggression. They need to have vision. They need to know where the other members are. And the members that are not part of that aggressive play, like that Sivir, need to be playing safe.
Azir gonna get caught out on the rotate. He will be forced to burn Cleanse and Flash, but he still dies, and we'll see maybe the same fate for Trundle. Galio gonna pop ult, but it is not needed as wow. That's a clean 2-0. I mean, this is the aggression that you were discussing that you wanted. Black went in for that aggressive vision as well as you see at the enemy, or not the enemy, the Purple's red buff, and then yeah, they catch the Azir on the rotate.
Yeah, look at all the vision they have on that on the other side of Dragon Pit. Then they knew that no one was going to come from the south, from the bot lane. So they knew that once they see the two members leave the mid wave, that they were coming towards them. So really good catch by Black. And this is exactly what I want them to do with this comp.
Looking at the second drag was taken, was Ocean Drag that does go over to Queen's Gambit, and we will see that it is Cloud Drake, so even more speed in the map. That's could be favoring Queen's Gambit. They do have like that fast high mobility comp as well.
Yeah, and if you've noticed, we just hit 12 minutes, and I believe at 11 minutes, Mordekaiser already completing his Riftmaker. So only member in the game to have his Mythic at this very moment. Just kidding, Kha'Zix just finished his Mythic, as I was saying. Caster Curse, what's new? But yeah, Black already have two members with the Mythic items. Two TPs coming down bot. They're trying to collapse right now.
Yeah, they're gonna get the collapse. Shelly will go down, but we'll see as this fight starts. Volibear will pop his ult. A lot is happening. Mordekaiser will pop his ult as well. Ash falls to the Irelia, who's now trying to 1v2 here. Galio is here though to follow up. Mordekaiser does win in the Shadow Realm, and that is gonna be 3-0 on the side of Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, and I really like that double TP, able to collapse, because once you break the form and the front to back on the side of Purple, they're just gonna fall. I mean, once you have a Kha'Zix and Aurelia in your backline, like you're gonna have such a tough time. Ash and Braum are not. The Braum and Volibear do not have resistance right now. They have a little bit of armor, a little bit of health for both of them, so they're still very squishy. These members are able
gonna
to
throw the
Mordekaiser's
Mordekaiser under tower and he's forced to flash away.
Yeah, so far as you're able to get some flashes for his ultimate. Volp's not afraid to make you burn summoners with that is your ultimate. So but yeah, like this is a tough team to beat when you don't have or when you're getting flanked on.
Yeah, the Azir is very useful if that formation does break. Azir can push them away with the ulti. So him not being there because he wasn't able to, he doesn't have TP, not able to join the fight,
Right.
was really apparent there. As they got into the Queen's Gambit got into the back line and then just absolutely shredded.
Yeah, once again, like we said, TP. I would have definitely taken the TP on this Azir. I don't really see the need for cleanse. I mean, Aurelia, yes, like obviously the Aurelia stun is annoying, but Aurelia's more not a burst champion. She's just more of a DPS, 80 or 80 assassin. Obviously later in the game she'll do a bunch of damage, but she wants to get stacks on her Q. She wants to get use more attack speed rather than just straight burst. So I don't think early game Aurelia can just burst you down after one stun. So I don't really like that cleanse because I mean, what else is the Azir gonna cleanse? Like the Galio?
It does pop the ult onto the Azir, which he cleanses the slow. Here comes Galio ulting mid, but nothing to be had here. And wow, I'm like looking at the map again. Look at the vision on the bot side, like the complete bot side of the map. It's all Queen's Gambit favor, just insane.
Yeah, which is really good because I mean, right now Sivir's playing weak side. Like they've, I will say like I would prefer Mustard Cat to do a little bit more roaming since this Galio's been all over the map. I don't think staying in the bot lane is really going to benefit you much. Like, I mean, the Sivir's still farming. I mean, down 20 CS, yes, but having all this gold on Ashe of all people, I think is not going to be as beneficial. I mean, most of your damage you want on this Azir, anyways, and I feel like I also feel like from the side of Purple they just don't have as much damage. Ashe, yes, she just finished. Rowling just finished his Gale Force, but I don't think he scales nearly as much as say an Aurelia or a Silver.
Yeah, I agree with you there. They want the resources onto Azir, so I mean, it was interesting that they spawned the Rift Herald bot lane. Although they did get first tower, so I mean, I guess mission success. But yeah, that was a previous Herald. This Herald being spawned top lane by Queen's Gambit, and they will take the tower. So there's a response there.
But yeah, like you said, they want the gold on the Azirs. That's why I would have much preferred Mustard to roam mid, especially to answer the Galio, because I mean, you're not really getting much out of just staying bot. While the Galio's getting a lot done
being
across
very
the map.
aggressive once again because they do have the vision for it. Kha'Zix will get slowed and will not be able to jump onto anyone squishy. Aurelia does go into the 1v1 into Trundle, but here comes the rest of both teams. Braum gets a nice ult, plays it down, slows everybody. Zir gets a nice shuffle as well, and Aurelia will fall as she is separated from her entire team, and Galio also will fall to Rylion. Wow. Well, we're not done yet. Ashe all comes out onto the Kha'Zix. Braum will flash forward to apply the passive, and Kha'Zix will also fall to the Ashe. That is 2 kills. Not 2 shutdowns to Ashe, but 1 shutdown to Azir and 1 shutdown to Ashe. That's huge.
It's not over, folks. We got us a nail biter. I'm so excited. So and yeah, that's what that comp does well. They're able to kite. They're able to play as 5. They will win most team fights if they play like that. Get in a pinch. Make sure you keep you keep them off Ashe. You keep them off Azir. You let Volley, Trundle, Braum stun the shit out of them, and you're gonna win the fight. The problem with this pick comp is if they're able to focus the CC of 3, 4, and especially 5 of the members onto one target. For this time it was the Aurelia, Captain Ryu overextending. Put as much CC on him, and then immediately transfer as soon as he's dead all the CC to the I believe the Mordekaiser. Then transfer all the then they Ashe ult, and then they stack even more CC. Once one person dies from the side of black, the whole comp just falls apart.
I mean, really good play there from Purple. The Braum got a nice slow into the choke, so everyone's just really slow moving, and then Azir found that gap to separate the team fight into their favor, and they ended up winning.
Yeah, I just really think that Purple needs to slow the game down. Wait for those, wait for a really good fight and then go for it. They need to not get picked. They need to play as safe as possible. Both TPs are up for the side of Black. There is no Volibear TP. There is no Azir TP. Manny's TP will be coming up soon, but Black now has, they're clearing all this vision. They have both TPs, so now they can make the decision on when they want to fight, which I guess will be right now.
Right now, Galio gets a nice two-man taunt. Braum will lay down his ultimate, but here comes the rest of the team. Galio all comes out. Braum eating a lot of damage. Mordekaiser will pull the Braum into the Mordekaiser ult, and no one will die just yet. There's a lot of ultis used. Maybe the Braum falls in the Shadow Realm. No, Mordekaiser gets stunned up under tower by Braum passive and Ashe ult, and he will fall. Galio, same fate as well, and here comes the rest of the team as we see a 1v1 in the mid lane happening as well.
Yeah, like I said, if Black's not able to get a pick and they lose one member, the whole Jenga block falls down and they're not able to do anything because, like you saw, Purple is just gonna kite you. They're gonna play front to back. They're gonna stun you. They're gonna peel you. You're not gonna be able to do anything from the side of Black. They can't dive towers because unless you're able to 100 to 0 someone, so they should have definitely backed off there. They didn't have the Sivir. The Azir was going to be there before the Sivir, if anything. So I think that was super over aggressive by Ratsu. I don't think he should have gone for. I mean, especially a Braum of all people. I don't think you need to risk, dying under tower for a Braum. So
Right.
that was the problem they had last week too. Yeah, as you're saying.
Interesting choice for him to ult the Braum. I'm not sure if you mentioned this. I kind of zoned out for a bit, but he ulted the Braum and then he wasn't able to kill him because Braum's really tanky. I would like to see if he just pulled him in and then let his team help him with the damage because I mean he wasn't able to kill him and then ultimately he chased and then died in the tower like you said.
Yeah, and as of now, it's 3 towers to 2. Very even game. So Black is only ahead, 1,400 gold. They're up a kill, down a dragon, up a tower. So very even game. It looks like they're getting some priority on this Baron. It looks like all of the members. I mean, this would be a good time to sneak a Baron. Not gonna lie to you. I feel like Black has realized that most of the members from Purple are in that bot side jungle. Because they just saw at least 3 members clearing out wards. I would have snuck a Baron. They know there's no vision on the Baron. Like, they should have started this, ages ago.
Yeah, they actually had the timer there. That was a really long time of no one from the side of Purple on the top side of the jungle.
Yeah,
So
it's still a very early Baron, obviously, but I don't know.
They have the damage for it.
Yeah. No, you're right, and it looks like now just Irelia is caught out.
Yeah, Irelia will get caught out. We'll get Shurima shuffle, but it doesn't matter. She just, for some reason, dashes through the wall onto. But never mind, she just gets stunned up by the Ashe and does die. Here comes Braum with a nice 2-man ult. Here comes Galio trying to join the fight as well. But his team is already out, but he ults in. See what happens here. No, Galio does fall. That, I mean, maybe a miscommunication there as he pops the ult. But here comes Sivir is also gonna just die here because she gets popped by the Braum passive. And wow. 3-0.
Yeah, super
But here
late
comes
TP.
Mordekaiser from the backside of the fight. He's gonna ult for the 1v1 into the Ashe, and he does kill her, but he probably will fall to the rest of the team. No, he gets even one more, gets the Azir as well, but here comes Irelia. A lot of members just going in and out of the fort. Not Irelia, Kha'Zix. Irelia is long dead, but no, Kha'Zix does fall.
Yeah, I mean, Rasu did, he was trying to fight off the Volibear, so I'm assuming that's why he didn't TP to the fight originally. Not a bad play by Ratsu. I mean, he did stop them from taking Baron, but the Baron that they should have had. But that's also the problem right now with their comp. A lot of the gold right now is on the Mordekaiser. 6 kills and 4 assists. Got some plates. Got some very early leads, in CS. He's up 40 CS. But now they want this Mordekaiser to be split pushing, so he's not going to be in all these fights.
We see Black going to go in onto the dragon, and they will not get it. Purple will secure it. So we see Irelia cleaning up 2 kills there.
Yeah, if I was the Sivir, I don't know if you noticed, QG was focusing the dragon and not the Volibear, which kind of confuses me, because they know they didn't have a smite, so they should have killed the not the Volibear, the Trundle, excuse me. Keep forgetting he's jungling now, but kill the Trundle so that, he's not able to smite, but that did not happen, so
Yeah, you're always in a tough spot when the enemy has smite. You don't have smite. The dragon's whittling away. You're like, what do we do? I mean, yeah, you
Yeah,
have to try to focus down the jungler so they don't have a smite anymore.
yeah, but like I said, it's a lot harder for them to get these picks now that a lot of their carry right now is Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser gonna walk in. He's gonna get the ult onto Azir. Comes a TP coming out from Irelia. Azir Shuffle will come out to the Mordekaiser, so maybe Azir lives. No, he is in the middle of 4 enemy members. Wow, nice juke coming up from Volp. So we'll see if he does get away. Galio does burn his flash, and yeah, Azir might be. Never mind. Walks right into the hands of Mordekaiser and will fall to a Q.
Yeah, that is a dead Azir, so this could be a pretty easy Baron, although the members of Black are kind of low, and they are just going to engage.
Ash ult comes out onto the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser will fly. Really, that gets a nice ult onto all the members of the team and does end up killing the Ash. Sorry, there's a lot happening. Oh, nice 3-man E from Irelia. That does secure a lot of the fight, but wow. Even though she gets that nice stun, the rest of the enemy team is able to clean up. That's a quadra kill going over to Laser Snipe.
Yeah, we're just getting later in the game. I mean, once you kill the Mordekaiser, there's really no AP from this side of Black. So, Bramble Vest, Steel Plate Boots, Sunderer for both the Volibear and the Trundle. These are very tanky members. The Braum as well, with his Iron Slaughter and Steel Plates. They're not even worried about the
Mordekaiser. The Braum here. Not Braum, Braum. Well, that's the Baron
oh,
here.
No.
Sorry. Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah, so if they do finish it out, there will be 4 members with Baron still. The Ashe and the Azir are up. Yeah, the Azir's here, so they'll be able to finish it out. So everyone but the Braum will have this Baron passive, but...
No, worthy sacrifice. Was it necessary? We'll never know.
We'll never know. But that's the problem with this this comp. Like I said, they're not able to get these picks anymore because Purple, they're just too tanky. They have too many items. They can play front to back and just kite you for days. There's so much TC from Purple at this point, and as soon as that Mordekaiser's dead, there's just no damage that can be done to the side of Purple because they're just getting too tanky.
Yeah, it's rough because as the Mordekaiser, you want to ult the Ashe or the Azir, but even if you do, like you said, your team's damage is just gone, and then you're gonna come out of the Shadow Realm, and everyone's gonna be dead. And if you don't kill that target in the Shadow Realm, it's even worse.
Yeah, and if you notice, Mordekaiser already can't Shadow Realm the Ashe. Rhyline picking up a QSS, so can't even get one of the now main carries. For the side of Purple, or at least the squishy one at least. So he's not able to, take you to Shadow Realm, instantly kill you, steal your stats. So he has to essentially either Shadow Realm the Azir, who's going to be probably a lot farther than outrange you, or someone tanky that you're not going to kill.
Yeah, interesting aggression here coming out from Black. They're gonna try to dive the Volibear in between towers, but nothing will happen. But yeah, I mean, even though it's so weird. We're seeing an even game, and both teams are focusing opposite sides of the map as we see a TP coming out from Mordekaiser to respond to that top lane aggression.
Yeah, I will say someone in chat, the real Vexer wants to see some Ashe arrows aggressively.
See Mordekaiser gonna pull Trundle into the Shadow Realm, but Trundle is gonna be able to walk away and heal off his ultimate. Nothing will be had there. Volibear gonna stop 2 backs here. Nice knockup coming from Galio. Maybe he gets a taunt as well. Azir trying to ult to disengage. Volibear goes into 2. Nice ult, but he does die. Here comes the Ashe pick that he wanted. Ashe does land on the Mordekaiser. He doesn't have ult to escape, and will get
that was also very easily dodged Ashe arrow. I'm a little confused on how Ratsu just kind of watched it hit him. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I will say for most of the fights right now, I don't think an aggressive Ashe arrow is what you want to see. Because of just there's the aggressive Ashe arrow, but the caster curse, man, they always got to do me like that. But just based on the comps, if Purple is too aggressive and they focus the wrong person, I think that they have the opportunity to get counter engaged. Aurelia and Kha'Zix can easily hop on top of the Ashe or the Azir. Whereas if you use it defensively, when they jump on you, you're able to stack that CC on the target. Also, really hard to miss a point blank Ashe arrow, and then you can just stack the Braum passive, the Pillar, the Volibear Q, like, especially on the weakest target, you want to save that Ash Arrow as more of a defensive tool than aggressive tool for at least this comp right now.
We see Trundle catching out the Kha'Zix who's forced to flash away, but oh man, he does has jump as well. We see the gold lead had shifted. I remember the last gold lead was 1.4k for black, but now it is roughly 2k for purple. So yeah, like their early game was favored towards black. They played it quite well, but they didn't get as much as they wanted to, I believe. And now we see the strength of purple's comp coming out.
Yeah, I was kind of worried. I knew that this would be tough for black once we get to the mid late game, just based on team fights and objectives. I mean, they were still able to get that dragon, so no soul point for the side of purple, but they can't really team fight anymore. All they can do, and especially now that they're behind, this is the worst part. They're behind, so they can't have this aggressive vision where they can get the picks. Right now, they kind of have to just fly off the seat of their pants and hope that purple makes a mistake. They pick someone out. They have that numbers advantage, and then, they're able to at least capitalize on purple's mistakes. Because right now they can't play aggressive, which is pretty much all about their comp can do at this point, besides the Mordekaiser splitting.
I mean, game gets a lot tougher now that they're being pushed onto their side of the map. We see vision, really good vision coming up from side purple on the bot side of the map, and I mean, black will try to fight back for the vision because they do have to if they want to have any agency in this game, or for the rest of the game rather.
Yeah, they. I think this is their saving grace is if black is able to pick someone out from this Baron pit, and then steal the Baron. They still do a lot of damage. They still have a lot of pick potential, a lot of burst. So they're gonna have to either pick out this Ashe or this Azir at Baron.
The only other way I see them still having a chance here is just splitting, because they do have two members with TP, and Mordekaiser probably can 1v1 anyone. Oh, wait, sorry, he probably can't 1v1 the Trundle. But so if they send Trundle, then he will lose the 1v1, but purple can't afford to send the Trundle because that is their jungler, that is their smite. So maybe split pushing, forcing them to not be grouped as 5, or they may not be grouped as 5, and then playing towards that pick that they do have.
Yeah, I like Manny's build right now. It's just a lot of components and only one completed item. So he's picking a little bit of everything, but yeah, Ryline picking up that QSS. It's all Wookie's fault. The coaching's doing him well. But no, I mean, this is going to be a very important Baron, and I'm curious to see. I will say it is. They are playing well. I think having the Mordekaiser split top as well would be good, and just kind of have a 1-3-1, and then try and get picks. But when you're behind, it's just tough to do. Because now they have no vision on this top side of the map.
Oh, here we love to see this aggression coming up from purple. You know, some aggression of their own is really nice, but no members of black around to fall for this trap right now.
Yeah, now if they did this early game, it would not have worked. But now that they have a gold lead and they have a lot of completed items, Trundle's almost at 4 completed items. He is chonky.
Yeah, I mean,
Azir and Ashe can just sit behind him, and they'll be perfectly fine.
A misstep here, they'll just get the Braum passive apply. No, Purple's just gonna run at that mirror. We see the fight. Galio does get blocked by the pillar. Silver forced to flash away. Braum hits a nice ulti. Volibear hits no one with his ultimate. Galio does fall. And here we see Azir chasing down Irelia. Yeah, it's just really hard for them to fight. I mean, wow, really good catching out the Azir, and wow, look at that damage. I mean, see, there's the damage that they do have. But not many opportunities as Kha'Zix fails the jump sadly and will die here for it. But you see Irelia going in onto the rest of the team. She will go 1-for-1. Braum stuck in the Shadow Realm. He will. Mordekaiser's gonna flash after him, and wow, here we go. 2v2. Volibear gonna fall here, and yeah, that is a 3-for-4.
Really good counter engaged by black. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, the Kha'Zix damage obviously still there. And I actually I will say, like, in that instance, I do like the Mordekaiser stealing the Braum ult, or excuse me, like sending Braum to the Shadow Realm, because he can kill Braum and get the stats, whereas if he was trying to kill, say, Volibear or Trundle, it's not as likely that he'll kill, the Trundle or the Volibear, and it'll also
Trundle
take a lot of
going for
damage
the
from it.
steal here. He does have the smite. It will be soul if he gets it, and no, he early smites. You hate to. Wait, no, sorry, I'm wrong. He hits the smite. That is Cloud Soul going over to purple. Pardon me there.
Wow, that's tough.
I
That's a
saw
tough
the
pill to
smite,
swallow.
and I saw 200 HP left, and I was like, wait, did he miss the smite? I think he did, but still got it.
I think he ate it.
He
I
just
think he
chomped right
bit.
after.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. If Sivir, I mean Sivir and Mordekaiser knew that Black knew that Trundle was still in the area. I think they just assumed he was gonna recall. So Laser, really good by him. So actually they come out ahead on that play. They did get the Cloud Soul. Did get I think it was a 3-for-4, I believe. So it was a really good trade for Black up until that Dragon Steal. So I think Purple is still coming out on that one, but that did even our gold. So now Purple only has a 400 gold lead.
I was gonna say Flash Pillar onto the Irelia, but she hits a nice stun, and that will be all. Yeah, it is an even game. I like how Soul was taken. It's Cloud Soul. Oh no, Mordekaiser gonna get caught out here. He's gonna immediately pull someone to the Shadow Realm. Here comes Galio ult. Mordekaiser pops his Zonya's. Azir hits a nice ult, just zoning the rest of the team off the fight. But here we see Kha'Zix onto the backline. He will pop the Ashe. And wow, Volibear goes in for the engage as well. Wow, that is a team gap ace going over to Queen's Gambit. Team
Timberwares!
Team Gab ace. Sorry, I lost my words towards the end there, but wow, that is an ace.
Sponsored by Sprite Lemon Lime Soda, Rylion's favorite.
Rylion's favorite, but he's on the team that just got ace.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, really good play by Black. They've turned this game around. I kind of expected these fights to be harder for them, but I think this Mordekaiser is just getting just too big to kill at this point, and I think he was able to outlive, and then I think they just weren't able to. I think the problem with Purple's play there, their priorities were all spread out. The thing with Purple's comp is they have to kite, and they also have to focus one target with the CC and the damage, because there's not as much damage coming from Purple. Volibear, tank build. Trundle, pretty much tank build. Or I guess more bruiser build. Braum, tanky. The only damage they have is from the Azir and the Ashe. When they get dived on by Irelia, by Kha'Zix, getting slapped around by the Mordekaiser, it's going to be tough for them to focus one target, because they're going to now be playing defensive if they're not able to burst someone down. So the Azir and the Ashe have to focus one target with their damage, and the other members have to focus their CC. Otherwise, like you just saw, Black is just going to burst you down. They're just going to out-damage you throughout the fight.
I mean, it's important here for Purple to just keep track of where everyone is. Because like you said, if the enemy members are able to just dive into the backline for free without any resistance, I mean, it's just really rough for the Ashe and Azir to play the game.
Yeah, that happened 3 times that fight. That's why they weren't able to burst anyone down. So, 3k gold lead now for the side of Black, but Purple being aggressive.
Gets the stun onto the Galio. He's just sitting there. He's stunned for like eternity, as it seems, but he does not fall. Azir does fall to the Sivir Q.
Purple needs to back here. I mean, Irelia and Mordekaiser
here's a split push
at the inhibs, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, really good by Black. They just won that 3 versus 4, and Irelia and Mordekaiser are just gonna take these inhib towers.
I think Purple felt the pressure. They saw that both of the lanes were pushing in. They're like, okay, we have to try to go for something here, and it just didn't work out in their favor.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, both inhib towers going down for Purple. No more inhibitor towers for them. Black gonna return by trying to take this Baron.
Galio gonna stun up the Trundle. He's not really doing much. None of them doing that much damage to each other, but Sivir Q lands, gets the Dark Harvest stack, and Mordekaiser pops the ult onto the Volibear. Galio ults the Sivir for protection. Volibear is supposed to flash away, but no, he gets in the middle of 4 enemy members. He's no man's land. As Galio falls, here comes Kha'Zix trying to chase down that member, and Ashe is trying to kite back with the Braum. He's forced to flash back, and they probably get out here with all the souls that they have. And we see Azir 1v1 in the Aurelia, maybe gets it. Nice push away, or Sherman shuffle, pardon me, and wow,
Oh
he
no.
does. He flashes after, which was not needed, but yeah, he just 1v1s the Aurelia there cleanly.
Yeah, I really good by Volps. He waited for that last Q from the Aurelia. You know, mid dash, he's able to ult her away, and then just use the soldiers to do the rest. So I mean, really good 1v1 by them. I mean, Captain Rai, I believe had like half health in that fight, so really close. I mean, probably a little too aggressive on his part. I think this is the problem with what Black had last week, where they would get a really good lead. They would have a successful play, have a successful trade, but then they would stay and they would overextend and then not respect the enemy team. Where okay, you just got this big play, go back, go spend your gold. You probably have like 15,000 gold in your inventory. Go back and spend it. You don't need to stay and try to get more. You need to regroup, go back, go spend. Because now Aurelia is going to be super late to this drag, or now I'm having to force a TP.
We see two TPs coming out from the side of Black into the bot lane, and looks like they're gonna collapse from all angles. This could be really bad for Purple if they get caught out. No, but they're able to spot it out and walk
Yeah, I
away
realized the TP
together.
was coming in.
Yeah, this is really rough though. Since they took that soul, Elder is now up, and Elder on Black will just be Elder on anyone, just monsters.
Yeah, I mean, good TP for the side of Black. They're able to now have priority on this dragon. Aurelia getting caught out again.
Not gonna get caught out. She does pop her ult. Volibear back does finish. We'll see if he tees in. Galio pops his ult as Aurelia just stuck in the 1v3. But Kha'Zix gets the Elder Drake, which is huge, and pops the Trundle shortly afterwards as the fight continues to develop here at the red buff. Azir tries to ult to disengage, but while Kha'Zix with that Elder just kills the Ashe. Maybe looking for a little bit more on the side of Team Black. They do have the numbers advantage and they have Elder, so this is really good for them if they press forward. Braum trying his best to slow the rest of the team. Kha'Zix 1v1ing the Volibear, doing a lot of damage. Volibear turns, maybe able to pop the Kha'Zix if he gets second W off. Kha'Zix will fall, so maybe not such a great 1v1 coming up from the Kha'Zix. He loses his Elder.
Yeah, I mean they are spreading the members out, which is what you want for the side of Black. But
We see more action around this inhib. Mordekaiser pops his ult onto the Volibear and pops him with the Elder. We'll see if he's able to maybe win the 1v3. Yeah, he gets a lot of damage off onto both members, landing that Q, and he does burn.
I think that's game,
wow,
honestly, JR.
that is probably game. Yeah, he gets the triple kill under the tower with the help of Elder. I mean, wow.
That is one fed Mordekaiser, let me tell you.
And I guess
Yeah, okay, so at the beginning of the match, I said that Mordekaiser is a very good 2v1. What I forgot to remember is a Mordekaiser with Elder is very good at 4 versus 1. So...
well, that is game 1 going over to Queen's Gambit.
I'm a betting man, JR. What can I say?
Dude, you just robbed my
I knew
points.
all along.
You just robbed my points. Wow, that was a great game to watch. A lot of back and forth. The gold lead, shifting as well. A lot of things happening all around the map.
Right. Yeah, 41-minute game. I'm gonna check the damage charts real quick before I start throwing out any names. Wow, that Mordekaiser damage.
Mordekaiser.
He did almost double anyone on the side of purple that game. That is insane. Sleeper picked the Sivir with 34,000 damage, second most. So really good by QG in that as well.
I think like 9k of that damage just came out from that last 1v3 for the Mordekaiser.
Oh, that was gross.
Oh
That was
my
gross.
god. Wow. I mean, even though Purple lost that game, I'm excited for game 2. They're still very much in this. Like they were really good in the mid game, and then they were a little sloppier towards the late game. Letting the dive happen onto their carries. But I mean, still really good game for both teams.
Yeah, I really liked both comps, and I really liked how purple. Because I feel like in the first like 30 minutes, both teams got what they wanted. Black got the early game they wanted. Purple got the mid game that they wanted. What came down to it was Purple was not able to, like you said, counter that dive. The dive won, and Purple, with their, I feel like their itemization could have been a little bit better. I think either Trundle or Volibear could have built a little bit more damage. I think Trundle did have or was going for um, a Hydra towards the end, but like I don't know. I think they just didn't have enough damage. Ash is not known to be this big DPS 80 carry compared to a Sivir, a Trist, a Jin, especially like towards the late game. Um, as soon as a Zir dies, I don't really see much going on. Um, but
I mean, yeah.
I do agree with Rylines in the chat. I do agree, much better game than last week. I really liked your play that game. I thought your macro was really good, especially in the mid game. And a little, obviously you got the early dragon. You learned, but I think just that those late game team fights is what put the nail in the coffin. But yeah, purple will be choosing blue side again, so we'll be seeing the same sides for this. We'll be going game 3. Let go, Rylion. I'm rooting for you. We love a game 3. I believe, Wookie, are we going to intermission before the draft, or are we going straight into it? And if y'all don't know, if we didn't say earlier, once again, our favorite human being, our favorite host in the world, top 20 most attractive casters in the US, our boy Wookie Monster is hosting for us tonight. He is the one in charge of this wonderful stream, so everyone love him, send him good vibes. But
Yeah, that was on me. I totally forgot about our lovely Wookie monster, doing all the work on the back end, making it possible for me and you here just to watch and enjoy the game.
I definitely enjoyed that game. That is for sure.
That was the close might actually be the longest game that I've spectated in the Silver League and the most enjoyable to watch just because
I,
of how back and forth it was.
I mean, for everyone here, if you had, I mean, I had two quick games, so I definitely did not have a 41-minute game, but that was a nail biter. I want to see more from the Silver League like this, um, preferably when I'm the one
In the
predicting.
game? Oh
Yeah,
no.
get my league points in. Uh, or they call them the gaps. Our currency is the gaps. So get your gaps, guys. If you didn't predict last game, make sure you predict this time. So it looks like the draft lol server is down. So back
Fantastic. We're gonna start doing drafts through mail. We're gonna be having pigeons fly to everyone's different respective households, telling each other the picks and bans instead of
or we could just do some Hogwarts shit and just have owls. I feel like they're faster because there's some magic involved. So I think that might be
True.
better. Um, what would I know? I mean, this the airspeed velocity of an owl versus a carrier pigeon, but what are you gonna do? But
You
we
know what?
have draft coming underway.
In my mind, purple only lost because they didn't draft all Freljord or all Frozen.
Yeah,
Only
they got the
reason they
wrong
lost.
bird. That was
Yep,
it.
they're
Like
literally just the wrong bird. If they pick a Nivea, it's so simple. The enemy team just FFs, clean whatever. How many minutes can you FF at? 5, 7 minutes? I forget now.
15.
Anyways, 15 minutes,
Yeah,
15-minute FF.
yeah, I agree. No Nivea. It's like no sneaking, no worlds. No Nivea, no win.
No double lift,
That's
no
just how it be.
worlds.
Yeah, poor TSM.
Yeah, I mean, you asked if I was watching LCS, and as soon as CSM got knocked out, I mean, I'm only watching for Spica, but as soon as CSM's out, I just stopped watching.
Oh, I'm a
Uh,
Cloud9 fanboy. I was wearing my jersey on Saturday, and I was very sad.
Damn. Yeah, that
Um,
was. I mean, good on the 100 Thieves. I mean, they showed up that day.
yeah. I mean, they're going to Worlds. I believe they have to do play-ins, so I'm not too happy, to be honest. But what are you gonna do? Um, it was cold in my room, and now it's not. So I'm gonna quickly take off my sweater.
Quick switch over to the casting couch. You can see him take off his sweater. uh, so we will get into the draft shortly. We will see
Don't
what
mind
and
me, just stripping on Cass. It's fine.
You're
No,
pushing
I
the
don't think
shit.
we've. Soviet asked if we got our money's worth with perks. Absolutely not. Unless he did a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, with his leadership and captain skills. His play has definitely not made an $11 million mid laner.
If we're talking about money, wait. Okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say this, but toss 6 mil. You know the meme for TSM. Sword
For
art.
sword
Is
art,
he
yep.
is he really worth 6 mil?
Yeah,
Is he re-
I think I think it was hit or miss, but I mean was it his first split? It was his first split, right? He didn't play in spring.
Yeah, I think this is his first split coming into LCS. Dang.
Okay, and Accelerate evidently I can be second best support in our league according to Accelerate, so I will take that. But we will be getting draft under one, maybe, possibly.
Possibly. We have to look at Pro Draft. I mean, if anyone from Pro Draft is here, you should really up your game because Draft Law looking hella nice compared to this.
I mean,
Well,
as long
yeah,
as we can see our beautiful faces, or I guess your background, then we should be good. Let me make sure that's the right link.
yeah, we
Cool.
will start the draft. Oh, you need the start tape? Uh, oh, okay.
Cool, cool. All right, we are getting underway. Once again, it is going to be on the side of purple, apart Manny in the top lane, laser sniped in the jungle, Volps Demon in the mid lane, Rylion 80 carry, and Mustard Cat support. Um, oh, Draft poll is still going. Okay, so then we got for the side of Queen's Gambit Black, we have Ratsu in the top lane, Rhea Leon in the jungle, Captain Raya in the mid lane, QG IHF in the AD carry role, and Accelerate in the support role. What do you think about these or excuse me, bans so far, JR?
Well, I like the Galio ban, because Galio was able to get a lot of key taunts there, forcing some flashes at times, so reactive bans as we see. I'm not sure if anything else changed really.
Nope. I believe the only ban that changed was it was Ziggs instead of Galio. So it was
Yeah.
also a Senna and Vayne ban. Um, But I also agree because I mean, especially like I think Purple should have put a lot more emphasis on the Azir. I think they should have had Mustard Cat uh gank, made the same as Galio. Galio's going all over the map, and then they just kept the Braum bot lane when I think like they should have just let Rylion and Kai, Ryan's gonna be on the Kaisa this time, but Ash going over to Queen's Gambit. But I think they should just let the Ash and Sivir 1v1 and then sent the Braum, pick up the Mobies, and try to answer as much as you can or be proactive from the ultimates from the Galio. I think Mustard just sort of just roamed more, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, going into the game against the Galio support, you have to know that he wants to just, perma roam, and then once he hits that level 6, it's even stronger because he has that ultimate to be able to just fly in anywhere he wants.
Yeah,
But
Soviet agrees with me. Early Mobies always good, especially for good roaming supports. But yeah, Nocturne and Yone coming out from the side of purple. So this is a more aggressive team comp
yeah,
from
we're seeing
them
like a
this time.
full dive from purple so far, and Queen's Gambit is like they're swapping. They took the Braum Ash, but they're keeping the Irelia. Yeah, we're happy with this Irelia, but we're gonna take this Ash Braum bot lane away.
Right. Now, very different from the side of actually both sides. Saw this Black does it again. They see one coming from the other team and they do the opposite. So they're going to be going for more of that front to back comp from the side of Black, and then Purple is going to have more of that dive comp. Um,
Maybe Accelerate's been watching a lot of LCS, and you're not supposed like in the LCS, the meta has been you're barely in your lane as a support.
right.
I think there was like a crazy stat. Like at one point, one of the supports was in their lane for like 0.4% of the time, and
Yeah, I
the
mean
rest.
Core JJ and Huhi and I guess Sword Art probably always roaming, always roaming. Um, Core GT especially. But yeah, last band's coming out. It's gonna be Shyvana. Also the Mordekaiser pick. So another reactive pick by the side of purple. So um, we'll see what support and looks like top laner will come out from the side of purple, or what they will ban. But it looks like the last ban is gonna be Yumi. Gotcha. So ban from Yumi. Mustard Cat does play a lot of Yumi, so that doesn't surprise me. Um, I mean, he does have cat in his name, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Play Yumi. Um, yeah, Lulu going to be a response from purple. I mean, that does make sense. The Braum already up, so go ahead and pick the support, and then give more time for this counter pick, or this, excuse me, this. Uh, well, actually, it'll probably be a blind pick for the top lane, because they're going to leave this top counter for the side of black.
The rest of the team comp finishing up. I mean, we see 3 Freljord, and then, Salas, he's blue. I'm not sure if he's actually Freljord, but
They're going for colors. No, he's Demacia.
yeah.
Um,
So, 4 blue, some synergy there, but yeah, actual basically full die coming out from purple, as we see Nocturne ult, Malphite ult, Kai'Sa, Yone ult, and then Lulu, just turning people or turning enemies
Lulu's
into
just the
fairies.
utility, so that
Yeah.
if you have an unsuccessful dive, then you're able to at least get someone out, make sure everyone stays alive, and then maybe kite a little bit in case things don't go your way. Um, but also, once Kaisa lands that W and is able to use that ult, she can preemptively ult the Kaisa. I mean, you won't get the knockup, but she can preemptively ult the Kaisa so that when she follows up on the Nocturne, the Yone, and the Malphite, she won't be super squishy. So I mean, that's a really big dive comp for the side of purple. So we'll see how they play this. Um, so I guess to flip it around, I mean, both teams want the same thing they did last game, except the opposite. Um, purple is gonna have to play on the aggressive this time. They're gonna have the aggressive wars. They're gonna have the preemptive ganks. The priority in their river. Whereas Queen's Gambit, Black is going to be wanting to play safe, have some defensive vision, play for mid game, and then just play safe, and then just try and get as many early objectives as you can. Um, I mean, I do foresee. Uh, I'm probably seeing this Kaisa going to have a little bit more lane presence, I think, than the Ash Braum, just with the utility from the Lulu. I think. At least able to just get more poke and early aggression, but they're not going to be able to all in until later in the game. So I don't think there'll be many fights bot lane. I think most of the fights are going to be in the middle and top lane.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Bot lane with, Kai'Sa, Lulu, they literally just want to scale. That's all you're gonna
Hmm.
do with that. It's really hard to, even though, Kai'Sa does a lot of damage with that passive, you still just want to scale up. And Ashe Braum, they do have the potential for aggression with the Braum's passive and Ashe slow. But yeah, with the picking Yone, as soon as Yone hits Shield Bow IE, he's like one of the strongest champs in the game at 2 items. So it'll be interesting to see if they or Purple does decide to funnel a lot of resources into the Yone so he gets that spike really early.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely will. I think this Nocturne is definitely gonna gank early. I mean, both Silas and Aurelia, no matter where they go, because I mean, there's still flex. I mean, I still expect the Silas to go top, because uh, obviously you want to. Silas is a really good Malphite counter. Um, you know, able to take the Malphite ult. He's going to be going top lane, and obviously Captain Ryu plays the Aurelia, so it's going to be a top Silas and mid Aurelia. But both of them are melee, so it'll be a lot easier for Nocturne to get his ganks off, with the taunt, especially once he hits 6. Um, especially if purple tries to get over aggressive, or no, excuse me, if black goes over aggressive in their lanes, then the Nocturne can have a really good counter gank, or if the Aurelia or the Sylas has their lane shoved, it'll be a lot easier for this Nocturne to get kills. A dash from Yone, a slow from Malphite. I think it'll be really good if Purple keeps their lanes even or a little bit behind early, just so that Nocturne is able to get some good ganks off.
Uh, we are I agree with you. We're predicting this Irelia to go mid. We'll see if they trade as Silas is hovered mid currently. I think rules is that they have to switch or swap by 20 seconds. So maybe they're trying to do some sneaky thing here with the micro advantage. Maybe force Yon to take the wrong rune here and then pay for it. But we'll
It's
see.
very possible. I mean, all things considered, Captain Riot is going to go Aurelia and Ratsu is going to play Silas, is what I would do. I mean, you want the Silas against the Malphite. That's probably a big Malphite counter pick. So I don't know why they would do that. Um, but once again, also our predictions are in the chat currently. Silas so far is going mid and Aurelia is going top. So make your predictions. I believe you have another 2.5 minutes. So that is going to be a top Aurelia and a mid Silas. So um, interesting picks. I did not expect that. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, Silas still, obviously able to take the Malphite later in the game. I think that might just have to be more due to Silas being more favorable into the Yone versus the Aurelia, but not exactly what I would have predicted. But I don't know. I also think that this is going to be a Team Black win, just because I really like their comp. Unlike last game where you know the front to back comp from Purple, they had the Volibear top lane who just went tank Trundle, and then tank Braum, and then an Ashe. So all of the damage was on the Azir and somewhat from the Ashe, who was forced to have to take Gale Force and have zero utility and be super squishy. So if the Azir or the Ashe died, the fight was over. Whereas in this game, we have an Aurelia and a Sylas and an Ashe. You have the same amount of utility and front to back potential, but you have a lot more damage to back it up. So I like this comp a little bit more than Purple's last game.
Right, really good points. Like, yeah, I really like Black's comp. It can do a lot of different things really well. As opposed to Purple's comp, probably kind of one-dimensional. They just actually have to go for full dive, but like, who are they really diving? After you kill Ashe, you still have Silas and Aurelia to deal with, and they won't be as easy to kill as Ashe.
Yeah, and Sejuani even more utility and lockdown peel potential than the Trundle. So I think the Trundle was a good pick, but I think if you're gonna pick that champion, then you need to have either more damage or even a bigger tank so that Trundle can build more of a damage build, and still have the utility from his ultimate and his pillar. I just think the itemization and the comp could have been a little bit better from the side of Purple, and I think right now Black is just improving on it. But that doesn't take away from I still do like Purple's comp. I like what they're doing with this. With this dive comp, I think they know exactly what they want, and uh, once again, they have to get ahead. But I think especially Yone can be behind and still be ahead. Kaisa scales really well. Malphite scales really well, and is if even if he goes full tank, he's going to be very annoying. Not that I doubt there's going to be much armor pen coming from the side of Silas or Ashe until a lot later in the game. Because neither of them build armor pen or lethality until a lot later in the game. So we will
Yeah,
see what comes out for them.
I don't see Ashe going for LDR early, so yeah, Malphite will just be able to eat a lot of damage. Looking into the early game here, I really hope Black is aggressive once again. It didn't exactly work out for them last time, but I
Mhm.
think this time with the comps in mind, Black is really favored early game here,
Yeah, I
or level
definitely
one.
agree. I mean, Black does have to be aggressive a little bit. I think they still can not be aggressive and still have an easier mid game. Um, I think they just need to either prioritize top or mid right now. Because I mean, bot I feel like is gonna be pretty even. Um, Kaisa took the cleanse, so I doubt they'll be able to get much from an aggressive arrow until a lot later in the game, or until that cleanse has been popped. So I think that Ray Leon should just focus, or Ray Leon should focus either the top or mid right now. I think both these teams are going to be playing weak side bot, unless there are some summoners burned from either side.
Yeah, I agree here. Weak side bot seems to be the play for both comps, as even like you're gonna have a tough time ganking either bot lane.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Both teams playing safe, no more level 1 shenanigans. I guess they had a little bit too much in that first fight last game. Black upset they gave up the first blood to Azir. Which I was kind of hoping Volps would get more from that first blood last game, but we'll
Right.
see what he's able to do on this Yone, who is more of an aggressive laner early game. So I'm hoping to see a lot more aggression from him on against the Silas. Although Silas level 3 is still pretty strong, so I think this mid lane is going to be a huge skill matchup. Whereas Aurelia, I think, has to play super aggressive before Manny is able to get that Bramble and Bomby Cinder. Once Malphite has items, I think Aurelia is kind of stuck until mid to late game.
Yeah, so I mean, interesting. They didn't go for the Silas Malphite matchup that we were discussing earlier. Irelia goes for a deep ward, and anyways, look at the boss side of the map. We see wards from both teams, but like Black's ward there from accelerates really big because you'll see exactly when Nocturne is in the bot side of his jungle.
Yeah, and Ratsu tried to get that deep ward on the blue side, but Laser did ward his own red and then went back for the sweeper, so he was able to sweep out that ward. But I mean, really aggressive from him. I doubt that Nocturne's gonna try and go for this Aurelia gank anyways, so I don't think he'll need that ward.
Probably hitting too early, lands a stun. It's probably forces the flash out, and yeah, that is first blood going over to Ratsu. Big play there, hitting level 2 and then landing the stun.
Yeah, like I said, it really has to kill Malphite level 1 or 2, or he's gonna have a tough time laning. Because once Malphite has items, like it's a lot harder for Aurelia to do, what Ratsu just did, which really good by him, able to aggressively take all those minions so that he hits the level 2 first, and then great E-stun from the Aurelia. But
We see an exchange in the mid lane from his flash Q coming out of Sejuani, misses the tail half of the whip, and probably, oh no, Yone goes back in, but will not fall. Here comes a counter game from Nocturne. Probably nothing to be had here as Nocturne has a fear, but it won't be able to catch up in time.
yeah, a little aggressive by the Ray Leon. He knew that Silas, or he at least should have seen Silas was level 2, and he didn't take the chain dash. He took Q and W, so he was not able to follow up on that gank, because he was not in Q range and he didn't have his jump. So I think it was a little aggressive on Ray Leon to take that flash stun. So I would have maybe just shown your presence so that the Yone didn't attack the Silas, and Raya is able to farm. But he shouldn't have gone in. He shouldn't have wasted flash. I think that was just a little bit too much, knowing that Silas is still level 2.
Yeah, definitely a little hasty from Rayo Leon. So this is so messed up. We have a Lion for ADC on purple, and then we have Rayo Leon on the side of black for their jungle.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about this on Thursday, and Ryan's like, "These guys' names sound like mine. What the heck? This is plagiarism."
A lot of R's. We have Ratsu, Captain Ryu, and Rayo Leon. As we see, Riley hitting another nice stun to the Malphite, and Rayo Leon is there, but will not be able to follow up. As we see a skirmish in the mid lane here. Yone getting a lot of damage off on the Silas. He's forced to flash away, but he does fall to the Yone E damage.
Was Ryu stunned there? He kind of just sat there and didn't move.
I don't I don't know.
Yeah, it misses the chain, but really good by Volps. Like I said, I expect a lot of aggression coming out of this mid lane, but Volps is just playing it a little bit better. So, great plays by him. Ryu has to hit his chains, or else nothing's gonna happen. But like I expected from purple, just with the Lulu and Kaisa, I think you're just gonna have more lane priority. They already have their waves pushing the tower. But some aggression over in the jungle. Lasers in the blue
No,
side jungle.
early smite from the
Red side
Raelion, and
doesn't.
he loses his wolf for it, and Nocturne gets a nice blast cone away. So, good steal there. Unfortunate early smite coming from Raelion, as we see aggression from Kaisa onto the Braum was supposed to flash away.
Yeah, so far 3 flashes down for the side of black. Only 1 flash down from the side of purple, which is in that top side. So they do, they had the lane prio, they had the bot prio. So they're just gonna take this drag for free. Rom half health, having to flash. They're just gonna take it because also they have no vision, or black had no vision on this dragon. So really good play by purple there.
Well, he's look at that Malphite damage already. Did a lot to it really with just one ability in that skirmish there.
Yeah, I mean they're level 2 from really really strong, but once Malphite's able to get that shield passive, able to just poke out with Qs, he's gonna be all right. But I think if Ratsu just stacks his Q, he should be fine. With the attack speed, he should win trades. But if he doesn't have the stacks on his Q, I don't think he'll be able to win most trades.
I'll make good use of this.
Especially once it looks like Malphite's probably gone for that early Bramble Vest, so. Mania's going to be pretty hard to kill eventually. Here pretty soon.
I mean, so we see Raelion going for a lot of ganks early, and that is reflected in the CS difference between the Nocturne and the Sejuani. Nocturne at 41 CS and Sejuani at 26 CS. So already a little bit of a lead there going for the Nocturne.
Yeah, it's kind of an alternating lead. Top, black is up 6 CS. Purple is up 11 CS in the jungle.
Malphite gonna whiff his ult onto the Sejuani. The fear chain is broken over here. Irelia is
cut out here.
Yeah, he kind of stuck in no man's land. We'll see if she misses the ult. Nocturne pops his shield, forced the flash away. Sejuani is back here. Malphite has no mana. He also whipped his ult. He doesn't have ult. He gets stunned up at the Sejuani passive. Here comes Nocturne with his fear, and Silas is here to join the fight as well. Malphite will fall. Silas misses his Yone ult. Yone hits his ult, and wow, Yone gets a double kill here.
Ryu, he should have chains pretty soon.
Yeah, and here comes Ryu just gonna chase down. Oh, there comes a slow as well. Exhaust. Oh, Blast Cold might have saved Volps here. Will he really live though? We'll see if they decide to chase Braum is level 3 and he's taking this. Guardian eats the first tower shot. Well, he's gonna take it down to like no HP for that. And Volps keeps running. We'll see if he gets out. Irelia is running on the top side of the map. Maybe we'll catch him. Silas.
I doubt it. I mean, good effort by Black. Oh no, the Really's here.
Irelia.
Oh, she gets it!
Oh, she hits him. Stops his recon.
Wow, and that's a 300 gold shutdown too.
Huge. Someone in chat said, "What am I watching?" I don't know either.
The Clown Fiesta. I mean,
what a sequence.
Ratsu, it all started with Ratsu missing his ultimate on the Nocturne, but still able to get a lot of damage when he was in team. I would say Volps, he got the Silas over the wall with the Blast Cone, and then was able to kill the Sejuani. So, interesting trade, trade there. I believe it was a 3 for 3, or no, it was a 2. Excuse me, it was a 2 for 3, in favor of side of Black. So. 3 kills on the Aurelia, 3 kills on the Yone. So we'll see what these teams will do with those leads. This time, Ratsu on the Aurelia. So we've seen Captain Ryu play it, several games last week, and he played it earlier today. Let's see if Ratsu has the Aurelia. So far, I'm looking pretty strong on it. So maybe just banning Aurelia is just the way to beat this team.
I mean, Aurelia really strong. Even if you're playing here to like 50%, 75% of her potential, still a really, really strong champion that you have to worry about.
Yeah, and if if a team can flex it top and mid, then that just crazy upside for drafting as well.
Wow, early red buff going over to the Yone. Oh no, never mind. That's just they stole the enemy red buff. That's what's going on. As Kaisa taking their red buff, and it really goes into the 1v1 onto the Malphite. Malphite also under tower. She will tank almost 2 tower shots, but Nocturne is here to clean it up, and Yone is there as well for fun.
Yeah, I think once Malphite was in tower range there, Ratsu should have backed off. Especially he does have a cloth pot and bramble. Ratsu did finish his Blade of the Rune King, but I don't think that he had enough damage to just 100 to 0 the Malphite. So I think that was a little aggressive from Ratsu, but great play. But I mean, he also had 0 vision on that side of the map, so maybe a little too greedy from Black there.
Ooh, Bonk starts up the Herald. Oh, well, here sees the 1v1 in the bot lane. Ash hits the ult. Ryline pops Cleanse. And here comes an auto attack war between two turrets. No one is kiting, but Ryline gets out on top.
Wow, the trade from Ryline. Kind of don't know why he didn't cleanse the arrow, but still able to come out on top. So, but Black's gonna return with a Herald take. Purple going for the dragon this time. Ryline, you know, alive enough to help Yon take this dragon, but Black, they want both. They want both objectives. They're making a beeline down to this dragon. They do have vision priority already. Scuttle just expired, but they still do have priority. Bot lane is shoving, and Rai is trying to get the priority in this middle lane, but they will at least have this Drake.
I'm sad. It was but last game too, it wasn't Infernal or Ocean Soul. In this game, it won't be Infernal or Ocean Soul, as well as Ocean Soul is the second drag to be taken.
That is unfortunate.
As we see a little scrap happening for the dragon. Nice 2-man ult coming out from the Malphite. Sejuani's son will not go onto the Nocturne, as Nocturne is saved by the Lulu ult. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that aggression was just so that Sejuani and Ash could take the drag. I doubt that they were gonna fully commit there, but really good counterplay by Black, able to get the Rift and the Dragon that time. So objectives pretty even for the two teams right now. No towers have gone down. CS is fairly even, just across the board. We have lead for Purple in the bot lane, but a lead for Black in the top lane.
Yeah, the lead top lane is insane. 4 plates taken on this Irelia compared to no plates for the Malphite.
Right. Yeah, no plates taken bot, 1 each mid, but yeah, 4 to 1 on the side of Black is crazy. Actually, no plates have gone for top lane for Purple. So yeah, I mean, they're putting, it seems, you know, both games, they want to put all the resources into the Aurelia. So I guess that's why, you know, I'm assuming that's why Ratsu, you know, felt so confident in that Malphite 1v1, but I think now he'll probably respect it a little bit more. Obviously, he now has Pink in the river, and then they have Scuttle in the river as well. So he will have more vision if he wants to try to do that dive again. So we'll see what he ends up doing in this lane. Malphite does have the lane shove, so Sejuani is also topside, so they could go for a gank on this Malphite.
Yeah, we see that is happening topside on the bot side of the map. Nocturne going into invade for even more camps. As we look at the CS, and the CS between junglers have basically equalized. So I mean, that's really good from Sejuani or Rayo.
Yeah,
Leon.
honestly, the Rayo Leon should have. You know, they see 4 members bot. He shouldn't have taken Raptor. He should have gone straight for this gank on the Malphite. I mean, they might be able to take the tower down. You know, it is very low, only at 700 health.
As Silas gets Nocturne ulted, Yone flash R's, he does miss, but he gets the damage out anyways. Cool champ, right? And Silas falls.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a misplay for Ray Leon on just his pathing. I think as soon as they saw the Nocturne bot, and once again, you want your Aurelia to be fed. They saw the Malphite was pushing the lane, and he was most likely still top lane. I think as soon as the Sejuani takes the Krugs, that he should have immediately run to try and gank this Malphite, because they have the river priority. They had the Scuttle, they had the Pink in the river. There is no vision that Malphite can spot at the Sejuani. So like, I don't really understand why he didn't go for the gank. I would have gone for the gank, but
I mean,
they paid for it.
Diving a Malphite at full HP is quite risky. I mean, I really does have the Blade of the Rune King, so that does help a lot. But probably safer if like Sejuani just goes top, and instead of like trying to kill the Malphite, they just take the tower. Maybe that's what you said, but
yeah. Well, I mean, if the Malphite's like more than halfway through the lane, they're going to kill him. Because if Sejuani can just CC the Malphite, then Aurelia can just, you know, slowly DPS him to death. Now, if he's at tower, obviously don't dive and kill him. But Malphite had shoved the wave into tower. So if he was still in the lane, then it would have been an easy kill. Obviously, if he's at tower, you wouldn't dive tower. But if you just force the 2v1, while Nocturne's not really doing anything bot lane, then they could have gotten that kill, and then the Aurelia or at least the Sejuani could have moved to, help the, I believe it was the Sylas that died to the Nocturne gank.
Yeah, it was kind of sad to see the Sejuani in that enemy or on the enemy's red side for so long, or blue side for so long, but only take one camp. I think he only took the buff, and then he got interrupted while taking the grump, and not going for the gank. Perhaps a missed opportunity there.
Right.
As we see Sejuani going onto the
Oh,
Yone.
nice.
He gets his ult gets blocked, but it doesn't matter because his E's still out there. He's gonna get pulled back, and here comes a TP from Malphite. Here comes Nocturne joining the fight as well. A lot of damage coming out from both sides as Sejuani gets feared and does fall eventually. Malphite will get Lulu ulted as she joins the fight. 2 flashes coming up inside of black, and wow, 1 for 1 here.
Yeah, really good answer by Purple. I think they played that fight really, really well, especially since they were playing on the defensive and they were the ones that got engaged on. I think that fight would have been perfect as long as Volps, I think he went in a little bit too early and didn't wait for the TP.
Alright, as we see another skirmish happening here, yet again in the mid lane. Here we see Rylaion going for it, flashes on, gets the kill, and that is 2 clean kills going over to Purple.
Yeah, Purple just answering, the aggression that Black are giving them. And, like we said, this is a really good pick comp. You do not want to have these 2 vs 2s, 3 vs 3s against Purple, because they will win a majority of them. Volps, like I said, that initial fight went in a little bit too early. The Malphite TP hadn't completed yet, and he was just kind of like 3v first one, just let them kill him real quick, and then the rest of the team answered. So once again caught out.
Yeah, Yone caught out once again. There's like a TP coming up from Aurelia. Yone gets stunned up and will probably die here shortly after his E pops. Yeah, here comes Braum here to make sure that he falls. And the Aurelia versus Nocturne, Aurelia does not get the Nocturne. So just the 1 for 0 and Yone caught out. Don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, just overextended. I mean, that's all there was to it. But once again, Rylaion had cleanse for that, or Dead Aurelia. Manny getting his own work done mid lane. But honestly, I would have thought that Ash would have died if he would have just used the cleanse and continued the aggression. But I guess opting to save it and play safe. Ash was a little close to turret, so I'm just bloodthirsty. I would have just gone for the kill. But we're fighting.
Go on to the Malphite into the jungle. Here comes Nocturne going onto the backline. His passive does a lot of damage. That is a double kill for Nocturne. Looks like they do turn the fight. Sejuani is forced to flash away, but she probably, if she has Q, she might get away here if the Nocturne Fear doesn't go off. But the Nocturne Fear does go off, and there she falls.
Yeah, I mean, I really like, how ahead this bot lane is for the side of Purple. They're letting the Yone, the Nocturne, and the Malphite just be super aggressive and just
Rylaion catching out QG, and yet another kill. Look at this.
I think he heard me. I think he heard me hyping him up, and he's like, I need to show up.
Has something to say about it though. He ults the Lulu. Oh, gets polymorph, gets a nice 2-man E, but Kai'Sa's cleanse I can't speak. It might not matter anyways. Aurelia just walks through 2 of them. Here comes Yone. A lot of
They can kill him before the TP comes out.
Yeah, we'll see. The TP does come out from Sylas. He does root the Nocturne, who eats it with the spell shield. Sylas eating the wrong way. Yone doing a lot of damage, but it is not enough.
Yeah, I really think that Purple's gonna have to get some heal reduction. Blade of the Rune King, and another Vamp Scepter coming out for the Aurelia. Obviously, Sylas with his W, and just the Omni Vamp that champion has. I really like how. Sorry, I don't mean they need to buy some. I really like the heal reduction that they have. 3 members on the side of Purple have Executioners, so they realize that they have to have some heal reduction for these champions. Because otherwise, like you just saw, they just out-healed that entire fight. They should have died, and they just didn't. You know, they were down to like 1 HP and then just healed back to 2 bars.
Yeah, the healing reduction will be very important going into the mid game as they will go fighting a lot more. I mean, they've already been fighting more than average, I think, for what it is, but even more so coming up shortly.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to see these big skirmishes now. I think both teams, especially since Black's team this time, you know, it's still somewhat front to back, but they still have a ton of engage. And I think instead of playing more front to back, they're going to use these champions like Ashe and Sejuani for more utility and CC than they would for front to back. So I think these ice champions this time around are going to be more for aggression rather than for a defensive front to back. At least based on what I've been seeing this game so far, I think they're wanting more of skirmish.
I'm really going for the 1v1, but it's not really a 1v1 because it's Nocturne's here to join the fight as another TP comes out. Nocturne does fall to the Aurelia, and that is double kill for Aurelia. Maybe a triple if Malphite doesn't have enough damage, but no, Malphite.
I mean,
Dwayne does knock him up and stalls long enough for his team and gets a shutdown.
yeah, I mean, like I said, this Malphite, Aurelia cannot 1v1 him at all. He's got the Thorn Mail and now a Warden's Mail on top of the steel plates. I mean, Aurelia only has one. I mean, has 2 complete items. She has the Mythic, but I just don't think they have it in the 1v1.
Although I really got 2 for 1, you may think that's worth it initially, but then you look and you see that there was a 300 gold bounty on that Aurelia, and there still is a 150 gold bounty, plus all the assist gold that was spread to the rest of purple. So maybe not so worth it, even though it was a double
not on
kill.
the Malphite. I mean, they definitely should have killed given the kill over to Volps or Ryline if they could have, but I mean, I think they just wanted the Aurelia dead more than anything in that situation before she was able to get out, or Ratsu was able to get out, but
Scrap for the 4th Drake of the match here, as both teams going back and forth to the vision.
yeah, I will say Manny will probably need to get some MR. Silas is still pretty big, and Silas will want to steal the Malphite ult, so he will want to be in range and near that Malphite, so we'll see what happens there, but Black going for this Dragon. They have the Prio. Nocturne is not even in the area.
Interesting, purple opting just give the Drake and take this tier 2 million tower, but will they get out in time before Black has responds?
I really like that play, opening up the map a lot more, especially the middle lane, so they're able to get more vision. Give up. I mean, it's a second Drake. They're not going to be at soul point. They're not going to be ahead. Nocturne might die for it though.
Caught out here. Maybe he gets 1 for 1. He is fighting the Silas. Sejuani ult does miss, but Nocturne continues running flashes. The Everfrost dodges a Braum Q. Oh, another Braum flash R and Ashe.
Okay,
R
Black
onto the
has to
Nocturne.
go for Baron here.
that
Malphite
is
is
a
bot.
huge
He doesn't have TP. They just killed the Nocturne. Yes, they're going for the Baron. So maybe not the best play for purple. They had to get Nocturne out to make that play worth it. So we'll see what purple is able to counter with. Ryu able to zone out 2 of the members. So they're just going to burst us down.
Yeah, Ryu doing a great job here of zoning the rest of the enemy team. Braum is doing his own zoning as well, exhausting the Yone, and that is Baron going over to Black.
Yeah, I do agree with chat here. I mean, I do like the Thornmail buy for Malphite, but definitely not at this point in the game. I think he should have bought the Bramble and then just immediately purchased the Bomby Cinder into, Frozen Gauntlet, whatever, Mythic tank item. Because he doesn't have a Mythic right now. He's the only person in this game without a Mythic. Both his second and first item, Randuin's and Thornmail are not Mythic items. I don't know if that was worth it. At this point in the game, especially since their comp, they need to be strong early to mid game. I think he could have itemized a little bit better. So I do agree with chat for that. But I think they need to get more gold in this Yon's pocket as well. He is going to be the carry of this game, along with Ryline, Rylion's been killing it this game. Can we also talk about real quick? I know everyone and their mother loves Ryline. He's probably the staple of Team Gap, but he's been playing really well tonight. And I think Wookie would also like to hear that. I'm sure his coaching has been working. He's up. Looks 50 CS on the Ashe. He's 3-1-2. he's got the Executioner, so he's got that anti-healing to, prevent these members to get their healing
You
off.
see Nocturne trying to go onto the Ashe, maybe a little bit of an overextend. Here comes Yone hitting the nice ult onto the Ashe, and everyone else is joining the fight as we see a TP going down as well. Ashe will fall, Braum will fall shortly after, and 2 TPs will finish channeling right about now as Irelia is stuck in the middle of 4 members. Malphite, or that's Silas Malphite ults. And a lot of damage coming up from this Yone. He is really low and he will die, but he does a fair bit of damage before he goes. Malphite will fall as well. 3 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, Black had, they had I believe in some of that fight, they had the Baron empowered minions. They had the Baron stats, like, it was tough. I mean, it looked really good for Purple there at the start, after they got those picks, but I think once they saw, I mean, there was no Silas, there was no Aurelia, so the 2 strongest members on the side of Black weren't there. I think they should have gotten their picks and then backed off, regrouped, and then, which I believe there was the shutdown that went down.
Nocturne.
It looks like the only shutdown was actually given to the Aurelia, so unfortunate for them.
Oh, Sejuani flashing away? Flashing to get to the red buff suitor, and Nocturne does catch her out. Sejuani doesn't have her Q sheet. Oh, never mind, she does, pardon me. Nocturne follows her though with his ultimate. As Sejuani will fall to the Lulu Q, and
I hope they give this kill to
Rylaion.
They give the kill to Nocturne, but
still not a bad option. Nocturne still can build even more damage and survivability, but would have much preferred to see it onto the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, I mean, I would have too. Rylaion, I think, is going to be the saving grace for this team. I don't think Yone is going to be ahead enough at this very moment to be able to have the same impact on the game. Still working on finishing his second item, although still able to get some damage onto the Silas.
Yeah, Silas is able to just Everfrost and flash away, and that will be that.
Yeah, I think they need to leave the Rylaion and Mustardcat in the mid lane, and then just have Volps split push in the bottom lane. Because I don't think they're going to get much out of him staying mid. They're going to opt to try and steal some of the jungle. They will take the blue, but they're going to get spotted out by the Braum. It is a 4 versus 2 though.
Yeah, Yone does go into the Braum, identifying that it is a favored fight for numbers. Braum is able to just ult and flash away. But yeah, this upcoming drag is really important because, it puts either team onto 3 drags, which puts them on.
Oh, yeah, they have priority now. They just forced, a major engage from Black, which is the Flash Braum ultimate. And then they're just able to burst it down. So really good by Purple. They're now on Soul Point. So we could be seeing a, 34-minute dragon?
Really? Maybe perhaps getting caught out here. She hits a nice stun to stall, but she just gets polymorphed and then knocked by or airborne by the Yone ulti, and she will fall. A shutdown, 450 going to Yone. She just giving out these shutdowns is not a good look.
Yeah, I mean, even though Black isn't running a more front-to-back comp, they do have to stay together, because if they were to separate, Purple's just going to capitalize on that, and
maybe a little bit of too much aggression as Kai'Sa isn't there, so Nocturne does fall. See if anything else happens here. Nice 2-man knockup coming out from the Yone. Reverse Yone ultimate onto the Lulu. Zanya's Malphite popping ult right away. No chance for Silas to get out of that one.
Yeah, I mean, a good counter engage by Purple. After, well, I guess counter engage, because, try to be aggressive at the beginning, and then, they get collapsed on. But then we're able to turn it back around and able to kill the Silas. So overall, 2 for 2 after getting that initial pick on the Aurelia. So I think they should have just gotten the pick on Aurelia and then just tried to take all the vision on the map. Destroy vision, throw down vision, get some deep wards, get ready for this Baron that will be spawning very shortly. Because I'm assuming this next fight is going to be at the Baron unless they end up just waiting for the Cloud Soul, which second straight Cloud Soul. So let's hope that if there is a game 3 that we mix it up a little bit. I know that's some people's least favorite.
I really like the aggression from Purple, looking for these picks, just kind of running at them. it did work initially on the Irelia. As you said, they probably should have walked away, and then it kind of worked afterwards, but See, Aurelia 1v1ing this Malphite in the ball lane as Baron is started up. Yone, it's a nice two-man ult. Nocturne gonna join the fight as well. From will fall. Yone still doing a lot of damage. We see both Nocturne ults coming out, and here comes QGHF, but it's too little too late as his team's already dead by the time he joins the fight.
Yeah, it's a problem with this team. Like last game, with Ratsu on the Mordekaiser, and once again now in the Aurelia. When he's not in the fight, it's not looking good for the side of Black because they put so much of their resources on Ratsu. They gave all the kills and the plates to the Mordekaiser. They gave all the kills and plates to the Aurelia. And when Aurelia's not in the fight, like this is a 60 CS up Aurelia. She's at 240 CS. 11 kills. This man is almost full build. He's 4 completed items, probably soon to be, he just purchased a longsword, or excuse me, a BF sword. He's about to be full build, and you're putting on the side lane. No,
Yeah.
put the Silas on the side lane. They both have TP up. Make sure Aurelia's in the fight. So, I would say just macro misplay by Black there. I think they should have definitely had the Aurelia in the fight and have the Silas in the side lane, especially against the Malphite. Like Malphite doesn't have any MR, or I guess he has a little bit now with the Force of Nature, but I just don't agree with that. I think they should have the Silas against the Malphite in the side lanes, because once again, there's not as much MR on the side of Malphite. He's stacked with armor. Why is he wanting the Aurelia? Who can still kill him, but I just don't get it. JR.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you there. It would have been nice to see the Aurelia there as well as, Silas with the TP is able to pick up any ult he wants after the fight's already started and then be more impactful with like a Yone ult or a Malphite ult. As we see, Aurelia hits a two-man ult, it's only 2 members, as both Malphite ults are being used, but Purple just so much stronger at this point, and Kaisa gets the double kill.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving up third Drake, which is totally fine. They'd prefer to take the inhib. I mean, it does make this last dragon come up a little bit more important. Able to give the possibility of Cloud Soul to the side of Black. I don't know if I agree with this. I think they're going for the end.
Yeah, they are going for the end as they do have 2 enemy members dead. Braum hits a nice ult onto the members. Ashe slowly chipping away, but Yone just focusing this down this Nexus tower and turns his eyes onto Braum. Braum will fall. Here comes Ashe doing a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter as the Nexus is being slowly chipped down, and that is game 2 going over to UWRU Bonk, silver purple.
And another 3-game series for Black. Man, they're just really good at winning the first game, losing the second game. But we'll see if they're able to come back and win the third game, or if it'll be purple UWRU Bonk with a 2 straight win. We will see when we come to game 3. But overall, once again, really good game. 9 minutes shorter than the last one, so not as much of a nail biter. But I had a lot of fun with that game as well. I think they need to have Ratsu, if they're going to give him all these resources, they need to have him in the fights. Because I think after taking Baron, that Purple was just too far ahead to do anything with that last push. Especially with a pick comp, and when you have that pick comp with Baron in your base, and they're able to just focus 1 or 2 people at a time, like it's going to be GG. And I think there's a little bit too much aggression from Ratsu at the end as well. Deciding to he's trying to 2 versus 4 at his at their top turret. I know that Dragon wasn't even up yet, so like I think he could have waited and he should have waited. Because I don't think that they would have immediately gone to Drake. I think they would have recalled and then gone to Drake. So I think just a little aggressive on him, and then they died. They die again. More shutdown gold comes from him, and then Purple's just able to finish it out.
Yeah, exciting 2 games. You always love to see a best of 3, but unfortunately I have to step out. But fortunately, Wookie is here to take my spot. So
Yeah,
it's
and
been
I
a pleasure.
believe, yeah. Oh yeah, JR. Thanks for casting with me, bud. It's been fun. But you have a great night, bud. And we will be taking a 5-minute intermission as well. So all you beautiful people can take a break, go to the bathroom, get some snacks.
Hello, welcome back, everyone. We are here back, and it is game 3 of Purple versus Black. Wow, I have to say, it has been quite a 2 games. Wouldn't you say, Primus?
Woo-hoo-wee! Oh my god! I mean, especially that first game was just so back and forth. Like, I didn't know which team was gonna win either game. I mean, I think at every point in the game, like one team would do something really good, then they would overextend, get punished. Then they're like, okay, now we gotta play scared again, and then
It was definitely a back
Yeah.
and forth. And the amount of close moments, like the Irelia, just both games, Irelia being a threat, kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was like,
Wookie, will you be upset if they don't ban the Irelia this game?
I will be a little upset, just a little. It seems like it's a kind of a thorn in their side, I feel. But yeah, the draft should be live soon. Just handed out the links. I'll do that one more time. And
yeah, and once again, I think Braum and Ash will also be either picked or banned this game, coming out for both sides. Actually, I mean, if I were either team, just looking at the lane, I mean, well, I guess Ash Ash Braum has lost both games, correct?
Ash Braum has lost both games, which is interesting, right? Because it seems like such a good combo, but I guess for both teams it just isn't working out. And
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, if you watched a lot of the, Ash has played a lot this past weekend at a lot of, Korea, China, and EU finals. Most of the games that Ash has picked were losses. So I don't think it's as big of a pick as people think it is. I mean, yes, the Ash arrow has a lot of good initial CC and aggression, but outside of that, like, I don't think that Ash is a really strong ADC right now, if you ask me. I mean, there's just so many other good ADCs right now, like the Kaisa, like the Jhin, like the Tristana.
I think Ash only really became relevant when Wit's End was a very, very powerful item. It got nerfed.
Right.
So then
and then it got nerfed.
Yeah, and now you don't really see Ash, but it is still a good champion. It's just I think Wit's End was just too strong, and that's why they nerfed it.
I just mean in the meta right now, especially like when they're when you have all these really good pick comps, like I just think Ash is just not the play.
Right.
Because both games it was Ash versus a pick comp, and both games Ash just got obliterated and just didn't do anything. It was just as soon as the arrow came out, it was just useless. And I do have to take out my shout out from Soviet Nights. When I said I have to go get snacks, he's like, I'm the only snack that he needs. Appreciate you. But bans are underway, so
yeah, they did
so
elect
far
to take the same side. The Queen's Gambit took a red side, so it's 3 games of the same exact sides.
Yeah, I mean, I guess both teams like it. I mean,
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, similar bans too. Rice Caitlyn for coming out of Queen's Gambit, and then Vayne Mordekaiser for the side of. They didn't ban the Irelia.
They didn't.
My guys.
But
my guys.
Maybe they'll just run it back. Like the Malphite.
Oh, and also maybe they have a pick to counter it because
that.
Now they're probably expecting the Irelia.
Yeah.
So hopefully they are thinking about it and at least thinking about how they're going to play against it.
Yeah.
So I believe even last week, every game that the Irelia was up, it was picked. So
that's true.
Maybe they either pick it or no. Just kidding.
I mean,
I have noticed that Purple does like to first pick for Rylaion.
Yeah. It seems like Rylaion has his picks, and I think it's fine that he gets his comfort pick. I mean, he's been doing excellent this series. I'm so proud of him as his coach. But regardless, I just see the improvement happening before my eyes, and they've had a lot of good leads in the bot lane. Obviously the first game didn't go too well, but we start to see a little bit different in the picks over on the other side. Senna and Shyvana.
Yeah. I will say the Senna and Shyvana was banned in the 2 previous games, so I think that that Purple does know that these are 2 strong picks coming from the side of Black, but opting to ban the Mordekaiser and Galio from dealing with it from previous games.
Yeah, and that's I guess they're like, okay, this is the last game. We got to pull all the the leads that we
Everything's
can
out of the
get.
bag.
Yeah, everything's out of the bag. If they're gonna ban this away like they did in the previous games, then we're gonna pick it first. And Malphite picked up once again. I feel like Manny had an okay game with the Malphite. Obviously it was
for
kind of
sure.
terrible early game, but that's kind of how that matchup might work out if you don't know it too well. And Yone picked up again for Volps, probably more than likely.
Yep.
Very solid, I think. And there's the Irelia. Oh man. Yep, that's
I tried to warn him. Did my best.
yeah. I feel like Irelia, like, since both of their solo laners play it, it's like it's just such a thorn in their side. I mean, it's
Yeah,
been
and we don't know if
dominating.
it's going top or mid yet because they just picked
Yeah.
support and jungle. So this could be an ADC Aurelia for all we know. I mean, maybe QG can play it too. Like,
No, I don't think so.
this whole team can just play Aurelia.
No.
Like,
but they are electing to ban the Ashe away from Queen's Gambit, so now they're gonna definitely have to have a different bot lane ADC. I wonder if ADC is going to be Senna. I doubt it. Senna is traditionally, better as a support with the fasting strategy, but with the recent buffs,
I will say the recent buffs, ADC Senna actually still is somewhat strong. So it's possible that they could be picking a different support, or putting obviously Senna as support and then picking up maybe something like the Sivir like they took the first game.
That's true. We'll have to see here as Queen's Gambit gets the counter pick for the third and final game.
Yeah, they don't get the Silas counter pick on the Malphite this time as well.
Exactly. I like that draft strategy from Purple this time around. I mean, banning an obvious counter to Malphite. I mean, and I think that Queen's Gambit kind of, made a little bit of whoopsie because I feel like they should have matched Silas with Malphite pretty early on. But I think they had the comfort in knowing that Irelia was doing already a good job with the top lane matchup. They were like, all right, it doesn't matter. But what ended up happening was that Malphite just got too tanky. It was just too much for Irelia to handle, and Irelia could not 1v1 him later in the game. And looks like Set is going to be picked for Black. Lulu again for Purple. I liked it the first game. Mustard Cat was very good on it. I think the early leads and maybe not so much roaming as you guys were saying in the previous games, but I did really like it with the Kaisa. I mean, I think they're on both comfort picks right now, and I think they're just running it back.
Yeah, I don't really foresee a Lulu being a roaming support. I mean,
Yeah.
Roaming supports typically, like the Braum, the Leona, Thresh, Nautilus. Lulu obviously more of a laning support, so I didn't expect Mustard to really do much roaming that game. But Mumu coming out for Purple, another Yordle. I believe he's a Yordle back to back.
Yeah, he's a Yordle. But yeah, I mean, Amumu just got a recent rework. His Q now dashes twice. He's super good at sticking to people. So that's gonna be interesting. Cassiopeia also responded with on the other side, and that is gonna start our predictions for the third and final game. They're gonna be up for 10 minutes, so go ahead and lock in your final votes. This is gonna be a spicy one.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be 50-50 if you ask me, but I'm going to wait till the very end to throw my prediction. But I will say we hadn't talked about it just yet, is this top lane matchup. Obviously, Silas really good into Malphite, just, based off of going AP and, being still the ultimate, but I do like either like a Trundle or Set because, Set's W, and, especially if he goes more of the the mathematically correct Set build, doing true damage on his W is going to be really good, with that massive shield. So I don't think he needs to be that tanky. I mean, I think Purple will, obviously the Amumu and Malphite will be tanky, but I think the side of Black's going to be going for more of a burst, once again, dive comp, just like last game, and then you have a little bit of utility and just DPS coming from this Senna and the Cassiopeia.
For sure.
So I think yeah, I think Black's gonna go just for a flat, just blow him up team comp. So I really like the set and the Cassiopeia for these last 2 picks, because I think that was the problem that I believe Purple had in the first game is they just didn't have enough damage, which they did fix in that second game. So I think this one's gonna come down to team fights in the mid and late game, like it was in the previous 2 games. So I'm excited. I think this one's just gonna be a 5-versus-5 skirmish. I don't think there's really, any front to back. It's just who can kill the other person faster.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if we see 2 kills a minute, I will not be surprised.
I mean, I do expect that there's going to be bloody team fights for sure, but I think it's the one who lands them first is going to be like the winner.
Right.
Because you have such an explosive Amumu ult plus Malphite ult plus Yone ult. Like those team fights are going to be brutal. And I mean, on the other side, you have the Set ult engage with the Cassiopeia right behind. It's very, very explosive matchups. And this is going to be a AP in the jungle and AP in the bottom lane for the side of Black. So I'm interested to see, or I mean, maybe it might be AD Shyvana. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could be.
I could be wrong on that.
I do believe that Ray Leon plays the AP Shyvana. I think he played it once last week. So I'm anticipating this is going to be, once again, a fasting Senna and then a farming Cassiopeia. Now, who's going to be playing that? It might be QG on the Senna. It might be Accelerate on the Senna. Not quite sure, but
it's gonna be Set and Senna in the bot lane. Interesting.
Just kidding. Yeah, so it's gonna be Aurelia top, Shyvana in the jungle, Cassiopeia mid, and then Senna Set. Okay. So that'll be, I guess, more of a traditional fasting Senna lane. Typically it's a melee support like a Tom Kench. With the fasting Senna. So that makes a little bit more sense. Now, if they don't put the farm in the set, I think they might have a few problems. Because then he's just really going to be used for his ultimate and E.
I do think the one thing that is like interesting with fasting Senna is that Senna is now up against 2 ranged characters, and even though they're kind of a little bit shorter range than Senna, that still gives leeway for like them to try to poke out Set as much as possible if he's walking up to actually farm. So I'm curious to see how Ryleon and Mustard Cat take this approach, because it's definitely going to be like can I get as much damage as he's trying to farm? Because Set obviously is melee, he's going to have a little bit difficult time trying to get up there without being polymorphed or slowed. So I'm interested to see how the bot lane will work out. But these team fights, oh man. And I mean, I think Ray Leon is going to try to prioritize dragons, obviously. She's playing Shyvana. So it's kind of like who can get prio in the bottom lane, I think is the name of the game here.
Yeah, so it is going to be QG on the Senna and not Accelerate. So it's going to be Accelerate on the Set. And then obviously Ryline and Mustard Cat on the Kaisa Nudu. So interesting matchup. I think the only thing we got right out of that pregame was the Shyvana.
Yeah.
So
well,
Black once again just throwing champions where they please, they didn't want to put the Aurelia in the mid lane.
Exact matchup in the top lane as second game. The same exact matchup.
Ratsu on the Aurelia again.
I hope that Manny has learned from his past mistake. I mean, I think Aurelia got the first blood up there for top lane, if I remember correctly, for the second game. So
yeah, he did. And Ratsu really good at using his E as an engage tool instead of as more a defensive tool. I think I try to play top lane, but I play a really shit Aurelia, if you ask me. And I haven't really perfected that. You press you put your E down and then you engage. You start queuing minions and you get that long range E like he did. Play the clip back. Like he's able to hit level 2 immediately. He throws down the E and then stacks his passive and then just autos Manny to death.
Yeah. Autos Manny to death. That is the one thing about Malphite. You cannot be too aggressive too early, else you just underestimate all the damage that comes out of that champion. I still think they should have banned Aurelia. I swear they should have. But it is what it is. We're at the third game. This is gonna be a spicy game. Hope you all.
Yeah, I'm a betting man. It was I think when I clicked it, it was 82% purple and then like 22% Black.
Okay.
So I put 4,000 points on Black. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get as many gaps as I can. So now it's going to be, I believe, ended at 59% for purple, and then 41% for the side of Black.
So yeah, pretty even score here on the predictions. I am gonna run a 1-minute ad break for all of our wonderful viewers. Thank you for joining us for this third game. It's getting pretty late on the Eastern Coast, but if you're subscribed, you won't have to worry about this ad. And yeah, this is gonna be good. I feel like both teams are like hardcore focused, right? Like I don't even think Black has a bad mental right now because they actually did pretty well in the second game. I mean, I just the macro misplays like you mentioned during the game. It was just like sending the Irelia bottom without anybody nearby, trying to 1v1 the Malphite. Just those kinds of macro misplays. I hope they kind of figured that out. Because it is the same matchup again, and if the same thing happens twice, I mean, you have not learned. But it is a different kind of gameplay here. I do expect Volps to kind of, not play as aggressive as he was against the Silas.
Yeah, it is a Cassiopeia now, it's not a melee, Silas. And I will say, like, I hope, Ryu is a little bit more comfortable on this Cassiopeia. He plays a really good Aurelia, but I feel like his Silas was just a little weaker than I kind of expected for how good he plays, like his Aurelia, because he was missing a lot of chains, especially in those early trades. He would dash and then not land the chains, so then all of his burst and he has a very short range W, so then he has to waste time like trying to click towards the other champion to land that W. Hopefully he's going to play, more control style this game, play safer, let the Yone come to him and then, just stack the poison. So hoping he plays safer this round and then let all the aggression come from the Shyvana and the Aurelia.
Yeah, I mean, Ryu does have the kind of upper hand with the range advantage, the very early poke advantage. You got to be careful not to run out of mana. But it definitely does hurt a lot, especially into a champion that needs to get a few items before he's kind of ahead of the curve. So we're going to be into Game 3. Are you ready, Primus? Oh, I'm shaking in my bones at this one.
Okay, so we did see the level 1 first game. We did not see the level 1 the second game. A little bit of Clown Fiesta first game. I mean, not as much came out of it than... I would have expected because there was 4 people all in that tight area.
Yeah.
But only 1 person died from each side. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm expecting if anyone's gonna do it's gonna be the side of Black. I like the set early. I like the Shyvana early. I like the Cassiopeia early.
For sure.
I mean, Cassiopeia does have a stronger level 1, or excuse me, level 2, but I think they just have more early game damage from the side of Black, so that level 1. But we shall see as we dive in. It is 1-1 for UWRU Bonk, Team Purple, and Queen Gambit Knights in the Black.
Right. Yeah, this is I do expect just a standard 5-point, honestly not too crazy. They don't really have any reliable CC to start with, so
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see it. If Ryan were casting and not playing, he would want to see it, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, especially for the game 3, you got to play a little safer, so...
Does not look like Aurelion wants to play safe, as he's currently getting chased down. They know something's up, and they're not going to take it.
Yeah, no Flash is blind, so... Going to be pretty standard, I'm assuming, after this.
Am I not as loud as Primus? Oh boy. How about this? Is this better? I hope this is better.
I mean, I'm also just a loud person in general, so I mean, it's not as easy to be louder than me.
Well, don't worry, Chad. I'll get loud. You just wait and see.
About to get hyped.
Hyped. Yeah, this is an interesting start. I mean, standard, pretty standard. Laser's gonna start on the blue buff.
Yeah, I will say if I remember correctly, Aurelion played AP Shyvana last week. And especially looking, I mean, at their original comp, they didn't have as any AP until the Cassiopeia came around, but also
okay.
the sound on my league is not working. I guess I'll just
Oh no.
play with that sound. But
Wow.
interesting.
Accelerate, gonna miss that haymaker, or facebreaker, excuse me. Taking a lot of damage. That's what I was kind of talking about. You have to punish this set if he's the one farming, which he is not. IHF is actually the one farming this game. So
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
interesting.
I've been seeing it more, and I believe I think Black did this, or actually no, I think Black did this as well. They played Senna, I believe Ashe, and put all of the farm onto the Senna. So yeah, I mean they want to put as much gold on the Senna just so she can have more items. They've been favoring more than souls.
For sure. And I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I feel like the souls, you know, is kind of what Senna does.
Mhm.
But if IHF can actually capitalize on that range advantage that she does have and try to get as many souls and try to farm at the same time as possible, then hey, it works. I just think that having the set there with double ranged as your enemy is pretty scary. So I do think the choice was an okay one.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot easier for the Senna farm rather than Set. So I do agree in this instance. For sure. I mean, Set does have a lot of utility, and he is played support a lot, you know, in the past. So this isn't unusual to have a support Set where he's, you know, not getting the farm. You know, just put some health on him, and his W will still, you know, still do a good amount of damage, and especially true damage against this Malphite. So
Oh yeah, that champion's broken beyond all belief. Like Set is just the epitome of like I feel like it's one of the champions that Riot was like, yeah, we're just gonna leave him like this. He'll be fine for quite a while.
I mean, he's a Chad, but I mean, he's still punishable. You know, once his W's been you know, is down, then he's not as much of a deterrent. But Ratsu being super aggressive against Manny again, you know, once again realizing that he has this early lead until Malphite gets that Bramble. But I will say what Manny did not do last game is he got the early Bramble, but then he finished out the Thornmail. I think it would have been better if he finished out his Mythic and then finished out the Thornmail.
Oh, I definitely agree. As Laser Snipe is in trouble here. There's 3v3 right now. Haymaker does go out. They're just gonna back away from this one, as they're a little bit slow on the uptake.
Hey, Senna's okay with this. She's just getting souls.
Yeah.
QG's just, and then another root coming out for QG. I guess flexing the fingers. Not really expecting much out of that.
For sure. And this is kind of the early aggression for the dragon. I feel like Black wants to do, because it is a Cloud Soul up first, which isn't like the best, but that means we have a chance at Infernal or Ocean. So.
Oh, Ryline's ecstatic.
Yeah.
You know, he even said he was upset about double Cloud. So this is not going to be a Cloud. It's going to be something else. It will be one of the other three, but
I mean, it could be Mountain too. We'll have to see. Either way, I'm glad that Manny has finally elected to not give First Blood over to the Irelia. In the top side there, he's playing it as safe as he possibly can.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Purple would like the Mountain Soul, you know, on the Malphite and the Amumu when there's not really any tanks on the side of Black.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is definitely not a Mountain Soul, but it is a Mountain Dragon next up. So we have a nice spicy Dragon Soul incoming. Woo!
Hey, I'm predicting the Infernal.
Okay.
We got two Clouds. We deserve an Infernal, you know?
That's true.
With how much damage is on each side of these teams, we deserve it. We need it. It's game 3. Let's go.
That's true. A little bit of an interesting rune choice. Laser Snipe did opt in for the Predator. I have not seen that, you know, kind of often, but it means he really wants to try to, you know, take on these picks as much as possible. But I feel like he hasn't really gotten any aggressive, you know, with those tier 2 boots already completed. Has yet to try to gank any lane properly.
Yeah, and both top and, or excuse me, bot and soon to be top are shoved into essentially tower. There's really, I mean, mid as well. There's really no lane that's gankable right now. I mean, the waves should get pushed back in the bottom lane. Mid lane, it looks like it's somewhat slow pushing back towards the blue side, but another fight down top.
Oh yeah, and Ratsu might be in trouble here as Laser Snipe joins the fight, hits a nice Q. The ultimate from Manny just plucks him apart. Rayoleon is there to try to clean up the wave, but that was good coordination from Manny and Laser Sniped on that one.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, the Volps had the Yone ult, so throwing it out just in case, maybe a bit of a late reaction, but that was a very dead Ratsu. I think that they wanted to allow the Aurelia and then to be picked, and they're like, all right, we're going to let Ryline and Mustard Cat do their thing, win lane like they did last game, and we're just gonna poop on this Aurelia. Volps is just gonna leave mid as many times as he wants. We're just gonna camp this Aurelia. We're gonna kill him every time. So I'm expecting that's not gonna be the first gank that's gonna be going on top, especially now that Aurelia's flash is down.
Yeah, the Petrifying Gaze was used, but unfortunately Yone has a BS ability that lets him go back to where he came from, and he does not have the sustain that he needs. I don't think he backed for just a boots. Doesn't have a Vampiric Scepter yet. As Manny roaming does not have Unstoppable Force, so nothing to do there. Just gonna force him off of the injured Volps as bot lane.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to see if you could get a cheeky bit of damage out before Riot, or so at least maybe force it back, or at least just prolong Rhea's push so that Volps can just walk back to lane, but instead he just opts for the teleport.
Yeah, Manny did end up losing a full wave under tower there. Rayoleon is sitting in this bush for quite a while, waiting for the wave to push back, being very patient. Are they going to step up? Are they going to secure that bush? They're edging past it. This is not looking good. Rayoleon does flash away immediately. Rayoleon pops the ultimate. Mustard gets half health just from one ability as Laser Snipe is now here to join the fight. The ultimate comes in. That is almost a kill. IHF is dead now from Rayoleon, who does get over to the other side. Oh, the nice haymaker from Accelerate. Oh, a nice ultimate from Volps to clean Rayoleon up. A TP coming from Ratsu, interrupted by Manny, as he's now in the 1v1. Does he want to finish her off? He will try to chase her down, does not get anything, and that is the end of that fight. What a interesting turn of events.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good aggression by the side of Black, but they had no vision on the Amumu. This is a post-buff Amumu that has so much CC, and you're walking blindly into the tri-brush, because there is that pink from the side of purple in that tri-brush. They were just running in blindly, especially, with the amount of CC that comes from that Amumu. And, Malphite both Malphite and Aurelia had ultimate, but I believe Malphite had a little bit of his lane shove, so I think he could have Manny could have walked back and TP'd in at that ward. So, advantage purple at the end of that fight, because really good flash by Ryline to escape the Shyvana engage.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw that Shyvana will come out, he just dipped the fuck out of there. So really good reaction by him. I think that's really what killed the fight for them. I think they should have just taken the flash and then backed off, but instead they got over aggressive and they lose their lives for it.
Yeah, and in the midst of that, the Rift Herald was taken by Rayo, as they are beelining it for this dragon, but looks like Laser Sniped, Mustard Cat, and Volps are there, trying to see where they'll end up. Rayoleon is down still on the bot side. Mustard Cat gets hit by a nice face breaker. Mustard Cat is the target here. Rayoleon pops the ultimate. Curse of the Sad Mummy comes out. Volps stunned in the middle of them. Petrifying Gaze goes out, and that is a couple of kills going over to Black. The re-engage from Malphite. Oh no, and that is Black ripped apart as Purple takes that fight 1-for-3.
Yeah, I mean, they just had more members in the vicinity. I think Black just not respecting, where the side of Purple could be. They knew Aurelia was top side, absolutely no TP. They knew Senna was bot side, obviously just farming. They don't know where the rest of the team was on the side of Purple. They have no vision on, the red side jungle of Purple. They were just kind of hoping that they could burst down the team. They didn't. They weren't able to burst down the Mustard Cat. He had the Lulu ult. Then, Mumu comes in, stuns them all, and then it's just re-engaged by Malphite. I think Black just needs to respect when their champions can't return the numbers, that they should just back off.
Right. The numbers advantage is really what got them that fight, and just the wombo from the side of purple shining brightly as we see Volps get chunked out. This Cassiopeia is dealing a lot of damage, even though they are a kill behind. I feel like, you know, having the kills on Rylaion is very much a good thing at this point in the game. It's definitely...
You mean the Kaisa that almost carried the game last game?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I mean, now we don't have as much kills on Manny or Mustard Cat, and now we have them on the right characters. I mean, even Volps getting a kill out of that. No deaths so far for the carries.
Yeah, I mean, Moo, he's always crying instead anyway. It's just dying's not gonna, you know, worsen his mood. He's already at rock
Speaking
bottom.
of,
He'll be okay.
Ratsu is in trouble here. Does flash. The Curse of the Sad Mummy comes out. Part of Manny is getting unstoppable forced and is down. They are really punishing Ratsu for being out of position here. Rayolian coming up the mid lane. IHF as well. Accelerate there too. It's 4v1 in the mid lane as top tower is on threat as Rift Herald is put mid. They're going to get a lot of plates out of this. Laser Snipe, no ultimate. Cannot do anything about this Rift Herald. This might be first tower.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose first
Oh
tower.
no! The Fate Seal comes out, and Rayolian pops the ultimate, and oh man, that's it for Volps, as they should probably not have done that. Mustard Cat is now running away.
A little bit too aggressive. I think Mustard Cat definitely should have been there, but I mean,
and that is a second
they were
charge.
kind of low, so I don't think they were able to get too much out of it. But
yeah, they had no tools available, really. I mean, the Fate Seal did come out, but that just was not enough damage. And first tower taken by Black, being behind.
Yeah, and I mean, Malphite Manny did get, you know, he just got a kill and he just got 3 plates, so he will be backing for hopefully a mythic. I mean, possibly finishing out his Thornmail. But Rylaion once again first to complete his mythic, and you know he's still super strong. Okay, so Malphite did finish his Thornmail like last game.
Yep, opting for it again. I mean,
but
hey, 2 Ruby Crystals now might be the mythic. I think.
I'm assuming that's the Bammies.
The Bammies,
but,
yeah, might have took your advice.
Yeah, I really think that this Amumu was an answer for the Aurelia. I mean, as we've seen.
Oh yeah.
If you just stick on the Aurelia and just make sure she can't move, then she's useless. Especially, you know, last game, I think at this point the Aurelia had, you know, like 3 kills or something like that. Like,
and now it's reversed. Now Malphite has 3 kills.
I mean, Aurelia's up 30 CS, but then you know, 5 kill participation from Malphite. You know, taking an extra turret plate. So, gold probably, you know, it very much either even or ahead for the side of Malphite. You know, having that 300 gold shutdown. So Manny playing really well this game as well. So we'll see how Black is able to hit back. I mean, they're still only down 500 gold. They're definitely not out. They're only down 4 kills, but everyone except for Senna is up in CS. But Set also been taking a lot of the CS as well. So just in general, the side of Black is up in CS and now a tower. So they got first tower. They're up in CS. So this is still a very close game. Outside of the kills, and probably I'd say just the comps might be a little bit more in favor of purple at the moment. You know, both Cassiopeia and Senna, more of your late game carries. So they will be ramping up. That will be something to look for. We will be looking for the Senna Souls, which
Laser Snipe
at
popping
32.
the Predator. Sorry for interrupting, but this might be it. Accelerate does flash away. I think that might be the end of that. IHF walking towards them for some reason. They definitely want Prior for this Dragon, it seems, and they are going to get it, clear the vision out. I think Black has to make a play here if they want this Dragon.
Yeah, my league, or my spectator closed out, so I'm watching the stream real quick, so I might be a couple seconds
You're
behind.
good, and the fight engages as Volps has got in the middle. Curse of the Sad Mummy goes out. Everything's going at once at separate sides of the Dragon as Ratsu gets taken out. One more on attack. Manny does get the kill. as it is going in Black's favor so far. Mustard Cat and Ryleon, the only two left. Nope, never mind. It's just Ryleon, the survivor of that fight. And IHF flashes forward, gets a Q, but no kill. Wow, what a fight. That just went so much in Black's favor, and now they are 2K gold up. That was crazy. You know, it's sad that you did not get to see that fight, but that totally changed the tide.
I saw it from the stream on my other monitor,
Okay.
but as I was switching through trying to fix my stream, which I believe.
Yeah, I mean, they just had split focus on that fight on the side of purple, and they did
I'm
not
good
pick
now,
up kills. They didn't pick up, you know, kills right away from the combos, and I feel like the split focus kind of just tore them apart at the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, really unfortunate for the side of purple, you know. I think I may have cursed them just when I stopped watching is when they started losing, so maybe I'm their good luck charm. Who knows?
Why would you do that to them, Primus?
I know. I'm horrible. I'm fire
All right.
They were playing so well. I mean, obviously you saw most of that fight, but like I said, you know, as I was saying, like right before that happened, Black's not out of this game. I mean, they may have been down 4 kills, but gold was even. All it took was one really good engage, and fight swings back in their favor.
Yeah, I definitely think that purple need to just kind of engage on their own. I don't think they need to get engaged on because that just isn't the play. They have a strictly engaged comp, and if they don't pick at least one, you know, person up or a group of people up in their CC ultimates, you know, the fight just doesn't go their way, or at least stack the ultimates.
Yeah, I think right now they need to focus the Cassiopeia for at least team fights. You know, the Cassiopeia ultimate is just so strong in team fights, and able to do so much DPS as well throughout the fight. I think they need to focus with Cassiopeia, and then just work on kiting this Aurelia. So I mean, Radzu's still very strong. He's still, you know, up 50 CS. He's at 142 farm. He's still very strong in this game. But I think they need to focus the Cassiopeia.
Okay, the Unstoppable Force comes out, so does the Curse and Sad Money. Fate Sealed right on top of that. This is the fight they need. Accelerate drops down. Rayleigh the next target, as that is going to be the end of that fight. Flashing forward, Volps gets the auto off. The turret does fall, but that was a 0 for 3 on the side of purple. That is the kind of picks that they need to come back from that deficit. They're still behind on the gold, but I think that was a start.
Yeah, really well played by Manny and Ryline in that, and laser sniped. I can see why they wanted this Mumu pick. I mean, he's just able to basically counter anything that Aurelia and Shyvana want to do. They want to dive, and Mumu's like, okay, I mean, I'll just bandage toss and then throw down the Curse of the Mummy, and you're all stunned and dead. So I think that's the only time that they can counter engage, is, you know, when they're not expecting the Mumu or the, you know, the follow up. Because if they're expecting the follow up, then they'll be ready for it. But I think in that instance, that was a really good counter engage by the side of purple.
Yeah, Volps did TP in there. Did, you know, get a nice 3-man Fate Sealed and kind of clean that fight up afterwards. So very good job. Ratsu on the bot side here, maybe looking for a 2v2. Mustard Cat and Ryleon are unsuspecting of this.
Yeah, but Manny's coming down as well.
Oh no, the Petrifying Gaze was onto Mustard Cat, and that's going to be the end of her life, as the Gaze was just too strong. Oh, the Unstoppable Force right on top of it. Cassiopeia is down already. The shutdown comes through. Ratsu's the next target, but Ryleon getting super low does W a minion and unfortunately stops his movement there.
Yeah,
Manny close dodges the Fire Breath, but will get away.
Yeah, Ratsu's just really strong in this Aurelia, but I believe the kill went over to the Shyvana, so Ratsu's still not able to get out of this hole that he's in this game. Currently killless, which is very different than he's been the past 2 games.
Yeah, give Aurelia a lead. She'll take it anywhere as the nice ultimate from Accelerate comes through. The Haymaker also, but Volps here kind of have to go back into their team, buddy, as he is the one to fall in that fight. Curse of the Sad Mummy I think is almost available, but they're gonna elect to just drop this turret.
Yeah, I mean they don't have the Yone. They gotta give up the turret. They gotta give up this drag. So that's now gonna be 2 Infernal Drakes for the side of black. Not exactly what we want to see on you know, a scaling Cassiopeia and Senna. Give them more
Mustard
damage.
Cat almost getting caught out there. But yeah, I do agree with you. It's scary, and you know, once it gets to Soul Point, they're gonna have to fight for them. And I don't know if they. I mean, time is on their side. They do have a little bit of time before the next one's up. Let's see if they can get farm or anything to kind of come back in these team fights. But it's kind of just back and forth at this point.
Yeah, I think now that it is even, and both teams, you know, like you said, it's gonna be whoever who pulls the trigger first. But also, I think they really just need to be cognizant of where the black needs to know where this Amumu and Malphite are at all times. Don't clump up. I think that's really what will be really good for them. I think actually if they like split up and like more spread out, they'll be able to play these fights a lot better. You know, a really good 1v1, like as we can see right now.
Yeah, so Volps is in the middle of all of them, does pop the Fate Seal, gets chunked by Aurelion, and that's the end of his life. And yeah, those picks are crucial. Aurelion doing a lot of damage with those fire breaths.
Yeah, I really think black needs to go for those picks, or at least like during the fight, have more of those 2v1, 1v1 skirmishes within the fight. Because if they clump up and try to go for a big 5v5, you have a Mumu Malphite. Like, that's not going to happen. I mean, even Yone has more of an AoE ult. You're not going to win that fight. So they need to spread it out. They need to...
Okay, accelerate. Buying time for them to get Baron is going to get polymorphed, is going to walk away. They have no damage source over there on the side of purple. That's Baron. This is not good for the side of purple. Things are looking a little bit down. But good job on Queen's Gambit, you know, having Accelerate just, you know, try to buy time for the Baron to be taken, and that is what he did.
Yeah, now black is 3,000 gold up now. They have the Baron. They're on Soul Point. They're up to 2 towers. We'll see what kind of lead they're going to be able to get from this. Once again, they can't clump up for this. I think it'll be really good if they have either a 1-3-1 or a 4-1. Put Aurelia down in that bottom lane, which they're currently doing, and then maybe even putting I don't know, keep Ryu mid just because he doesn't have. I just noticed he doesn't have his teleport, so just have everyone mid. Maybe have Shyvana wait around. They see the Amumu, so I mean I see they're going for more of a 2v2, but they still need to be shoving down this mid lane. I don't know why they're all in the river. I don't think Dragon's spawning super soon, so I mean I would have expected to get some more mid priority, or it looked like they're at least getting some more vision in this bottom side jungle, which I definitely think they need more, because they want this soul. They need all the vision around this pit. So
looks
I really
like
like
Ratsu is the target though, as he's in the middle of all of them. No ults popped just yet on the side of purple. This might be it. Fate sealed, unstoppable force. Chris is sad, Mummy right on top. That's a wombo combo. And double kill goes over the Mustard Cat. They just clean the fight up. Oh my god.
I was just praising them for getting vision. They had vision of the entire team. Why was Ratsu that far up when he knew that the entire team was there? The entire team of purple was there.
I have no idea, but it did not bode them well as the Wombo finally came out for the side of purple.
Yeah, they will still be up for the dragon, so they're not giving up soul. They can still get the soul. I don't even know what they were doing. Like, I mean, they were getting vision. They were, you know, canceling vision and clearing all that good stuff. But, like, then they just got overextended. Like,
yeah.
Now it's back to an even gold lead. They're only up 200 gold now. Like,
yeah.
And now the drag's gonna spawn fairly soon. So, like, yeah.
And
that was just some
means
big misplays.
that not all of them can reset after that big fight, or if they do reset, they're giving up this dragon. This can't be it. I mean, there is 37 seconds, so they should be able to make it back in time, but they give up vision control, which is huge for their side.
Yeah, I don't think I can cast purple and brown again, because this is not good for my blood pressure. This is too much of a roller coaster. I'm on the edge of my seat this entire game. Like, come on, guys, just like let one team win by a landslide. Like,
I wish it
I'm
was
going
that
crazy
easy.
here.
I wish it was that easy. But
Yeah, I'm kidding. I love to see a nail biter. It's just they are going for maybe.
cheese?
I think they're
Nah.
but they're going the other way.
they're going the other way. They know that they're not
those
there.
teams are trying to cheese.
Oh man.
No, they
Oh
might
no.
catch up to Malphite though.
Oh.
They might catch up to Malphite. They're gonna catch up
Manny caught in the middle of them. Unstoppable force on the 4 people. They do take the dragon. The curse of the sad mummy is there. Oh my god. Ryleon is breaking apart everybody from the back line. And Manny might be the only one to fall from the side of purple or laser snipe. No! They get a
Manny
clean
lived.
ace.
Ugh. Hey, I think it's because he went for the mythic second this time.
I
is what
think
happened.
so too. Oh man. Mythic
Yeah,
means withic. I don't know. I don't know what's going on that
Hey,
one.
I like it. Mythic, Winthic. I'm all for it. Win
Yep.
thick. I mean, Malphite is a thick boy, so it makes sense. He's a chunky mofo.
Yep.
So
And,
that
man.
was sad. I mean, they lost to Drake, and was that an ace?
That was an ace, and
That was a Team Gambit.
oh man, I think Black just had the wrong target. Like, if,
Yeah.
if they were, I mean, the wild growth over the wall, like, just popped them all up. The unstoppable force popped them up again. Like, it was just combo after combo, and they just could not kill Malphite in time. He's so tanky that it was just
That's
the
why
wrong
I
target.
said, like, honestly, Black, yes, they're going for the cheese. They cheese into the wrong person. You throw cheese at a rock and it's just gonna stick and fall off. I mean, what do you expect?
Yep.
And the thing is, like I said earlier, you cannot clump against this team. If you clump versus purple, you will die, and that's what happened.
Yeah, with the Yone ability to get over the walls, the wild growth over the walls, laser sniped having 2 Qs that could get over the wall, like everything just kind of lined up for them at the end of that fight. So, I mean, Baron, 45 seconds. We'll see another fight. I'm loving this. It's nail biting, but I love it.
I mean, I'll never complain. I mean, wait, what's that? So Black was up 4K gold. Now they're down 3K gold. What is happening, Wookie?
I mean, it's getting to late game.
It's all 3 games. It's happened all 3 games.
We're
Are we gonna
getting
see another
to late
40
game.
minute?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's very possible. I mean,
We do have a Senna, remember. We cannot forget.
Yep.
Let me check the Senna souls. He just hit 60, so he's at...
wait a minute, I'm gonna have to pause you there. Volps does get the fate sealed. Ryleon just blasts him away. Oh no, the curse of the sad mummy. Wild growth comes out. Mustard Cat dies. In the end of that, Ray Leonic caught in the middle of them. That is almost an ace. Ratsu, the only one left alive, wasn't even in that fight, and Baron is the next thing on the table.
I need to stop talking about players when purple is around them, because... QG, I was just trying to look at your souls. I wasn't trying to get you killed, man.
Yep, he did die in that fight. Look at this. Manny is just actually 1v1ing Ratsu. Did pop
Gargoyles
the
going
gargoyles.
Yeah, that's a Malphite with gargoyles. I always forget like how terrifying he looks.
Yeah, he's a big rock. Big rock.
Yeah, Baron going for the side of purple. I think this might be the last switcheroo. I don't know if Black's gonna be able to come from this deficit unless they get the soul.
Yeah, they have to pull something. Those picks that we were talking about earlier, they haven't been getting anything. They just been getting picked. And it's like, these ultimates are up at the same time, on the side of purple, and they're just going to keep using them over and over like that.
Yeah, I think this would have been one game that Cloud Soul would have been nice.
Yeah, true. Would have been nice, but Infernal is even nicer, as that is the one that's in a minute, as it is Soul for the side of Black. IHF kind of just farm in the middle here. Was scared away. Baron usage, not too much of a power play here. No turrets really being pushed in afterwards. The back comes through, but yeah, this Dragon Soul is the next target. Who do you think is going to get it?
Yeah, okay, so Ryline and Laser Sights are at least going to shove this into the mid tower. So they are going to have their priority on the Dragon. So they are going to get I'm assuming this third dragon. I'm assuming that Black is just gonna give it up. They don't want to deal with the Baron minions and hitting their base, and the mid lane is shoved. So and they have one. Actually, they have 2 wards in the drag pit that I'm assuming are gonna get cleared. So they're gonna lose all this vision. But I mean, Ratsu and Manny, we'll see.
Yeah, Ratsu and Manny, here we go again. I mean, I think it's Manny's call to make at this point. Ratsu does have the speed from Blade of the Rune King, but can he flash away? He will get the flash. And Manny is not the target anymore. As Dragon, they just left it open. Purple's just going to take this one for free. So much damage. And they walk away, hopefully in the right direction. Rylaion spotted on the
That was
ward.
a very questionable by Black. I think that was the one time that they could have gone for the 4v4 at Drag Pit, because there was no Malphite.
Oh, Laser
There was
Snipe
just the Amumu.
getting, ulted backward. Accelerate on the opposite side does blast plant over, and he's safe for now. Oh, Bartamani going in so deep!
Manny's
Flash
by
coming out
himself,
from the
though.
Accelerate. He's by himself. Can he get out? The Wild Growth comes through. There's a lot of tankiness on the side of Manny.
Wow. I think he just went full Jaeger in that situation.
Unstoppable is the word.
He was a Megazord there for a second.
Megazord, yes.
Trying to think of his many type. He was Godzilla. I don't know. As many big things I can think of. That was a very tall mouth.
Just combine them all together and you got it. You got it. Definitely. Manny does,
And
TP's
then just
back
TP's
in.
back in.
He just TP's back in full health. Takes a tower shot. It's nothing. Curse of the Sad Mummy did not come out in that dive there
Yeah, I
from
think
Laser
Black
Snipe.
had that opportunity to take the dragon and they just fell through. I think they should have just let Ratsu and Manny just duke it out. And because I mean, a lot of that engage comes from the Mumu and Malphite. So like, I don't think I agree that when that one other engage is out, I think they have a lot more potential to get those picks. So and especially when the Mumu is the only one with AoE in the drag pit. I think they can still split and take a good fight at that drag pit. So
I mean,
Black is look like they're gonna pay for it.
just look at the items. Like the whole board is filled on the side of Purple. They have so many bounties left on them. And everyone except for Mustard Cat, they have to get one of these bounties to come back in this game. I do feel like they have the pick potential still. They just have to use it. But they have not been looking for picks as Vision is being denied across the board for them. They managed to restore it.
This may be I'm not trying to favor the casters, but Rylaion is 9-1-7 right now. The 650 gold shutdown. He's got Executioners and 4 items with the GA, with the Serpent's Fang. He's scary. So he can, with the Serpent's Fang, I'm assuming is for the set. For the shield bow for the Aurelia. So I mean that basically just destroys most of Aurelia's initial gauge. She has her shield build up, but as soon as he gets hit by Rylaion, he's got 250 CS. He almost has the most CS in the game besides his Aurelia, but Aurelia's been playing behind this whole game. She's only at 3 items.
Yeah.
Rylaion is huge right now.
Yeah, he is huge, and I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they try to look for a skirmish. They do have to clear the wave on top side. Rylaion is gonna go get that.
Yeah, I will say soul check for Senna at 79 stacks.
That is
So
not
one
good.
more for the extra range and crit chance, but currently only at 60 range and 30% crit. So one more soul and they'll be at that magical 80. I would like to see 100 for a Senna at this point in the game, but once again, it wasn't a fasting Senna, so won't be able to see that. But I would have at least wanted to see some more.
Laser
souls
Snipe.
for the
Wait a
Senna's
minute.
point.
Laser Snipe going in.
Fire.
Is gonna get pulled back, but it doesn't matter. He's so tanky. And that's Fate Sealed. That's the unstoppable force. That's the team fight. Wombo combo for side of Purple. Rylaion getting so much members low. Laser Snipe is getting caught out and picked off. IHF flashes backward, but is it enough? No, it is not. The auto comes in, and that is a team gap ace for Purple.
Wow, well played. I can see why they wanted the Amumu pick.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a game. I mean, that there will be no soul for this game. Just a blown up Nexus for the side of Black.
Wow.
Purple played amazing this game. I guess I should not be a betting man because that was 4,000 gaps down the drain. But both teams played amazing. I don't want to take it away
Yeah.
from Black. They both played absolutely amazing. Obviously, get that freeze, from the spectating.
Yep. That's
Perfect end.
bound
But
to happen.
wow,
Wow.
woo!
Let's take a look at the damage charts real quick before we hop into the
Yeah.
MVP vote. Oh my lord, Malphite doing the most damage. Manny, okay. Wow, I did not expect that. Did you?
Yeah, I think just duking it out with the Aurelia and also the combination of he got a lot of 4-man ults that game. Like he got at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5, just hitting the whole team with his ultimates. So
Yeah.
really good Malphite, especially that game coming from Manny. I really liked that pick. And this time there was no Silas to, I guess, counter the engage from the Malphite,
For
or at least to
sure.
steal his ultimate away.
I
And I don't
definitely
even
agree.
think Silas was able to get that many good ultimates using the Malphite. I think he used it mostly as a defensive Malphite ultimate rather than an aggressive one.
For sure. And just so you all know, chat, MVP vote is available for the poll. Go ahead and put your votes in. It's either a part of Manny, Laser Snipe, Volps, Damon, Ryleon, or Mustard Cat. Let's see who did, in your guys' opinion, the best out of all of these games. And
Yeah.
I mean, who do you think? I mean, I feel like everybody on Purple played excellent this game.
I think if we're gonna talk about game 1 and 3, I think Laser Sniped and Manny definitely have, games 2 and 3 definitely have an argument. But I think the silent carry that we didn't really talk about throughout the game, just because he was just playing a good AD carry. He was at every fight, putting the DPS he needed to, getting as much, like probably the most fun in the game, all 3 games, if not second most. 9, 1, and I believe he finished what, 10 kills on that Kaisa.
10 kills. Yep.
I want to give it to Ryline just because he was that
Okay.
silent carry. He was just consistent through all 3 games. He never really had any mess ups. I don't think he really messed up much throughout the game. I mean, especially I think my favorite moment was Ray Leon was hiding in that brush down bottom lane, and as soon as Ryline saw this Shyvana, he flashed the exact right way back to his tower.
Yes.
In an angle that Shyvana wasn't able to get to him. And also, I think he flashed in a way where if Shyvana did E, it would hit the minions first. So it wouldn't do as much damage, I believe. So
Right.
I would give it to Ryline
Okay.
just in terms of consistency. Because that's what you want to see from an AD carry. Especially in the Silver League, I feel like a lot of AD carries are sometimes over aggressive, and sometimes you just need a really consistent DPS throughout the entirety of the game. And I think Ryline just did his job so well.
I have to agree. I mean, impressive scores, probably all 3 games. I mean, they did lose 1, but hey, he did consistent in that one too. But the votes are currently tied. Manny and Ryleon 5 for 5.
We might have another
double poll or double MVP. And looks like chat saying Mustard Cat or Riot. As Ryleon gets another vote.
I will say I wanted to see Mustard on the Yuumi at least one game because I feel like he just plays so much of it, and I've never seen him play it that I just want to see it. I just want to see what he can do on the Yuumi. But as we're ending, Ryline at 6 to Manny's 5. Oh, Mustard, they wouldn't let you play Yuumi. I think they might be saving it for later in the split, so I understand that.
And it
But
is
it will
going
be
to be
Ryleon.
Ryleon, our
What do you mean
favorite
to pull him in?
caster.
He can he'll pull himself in.
He can pull
figure it out.
himself in. He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. He knows how to do it. Now I'm going to pull him in.
Oh, Mustard did say the polymorph was for the Aurelia, so they picked Aurelia both games for the for the Aurelia.
Hello, Ryleon.
Hello, how are you?
You're casting the 4th game. Get ready. Get ready. You're all
Let's
set. You're in the
go.
couch. Let's go. How do you
Let's
feel? How you feeling
go.
after that one?
All right. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty damn good.
That's good.
Let me turn on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%. I'm 100%. I could try. I don't care about the light. No, I'm feeling pretty good. My team overall, like from last week to this week. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn it on anyways. Actually, it's not on. I don't care.
Is that a
But from
bull hat?
last week-
I love it. The
Oh,
bull
yeah.
hat.
It says G1 on it. But yeah, from last week to this week, like tremendous just turnaround in, our communication, our gameplay, everything that we just focused on. And even game one, even though we lost it, we still every single one of us were completely happy with game number one.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we lost it, but it was just like, dude, we did so much better than we did last week. It's just like
It's a 41-minute game. Like y'all, it was so back and
Okay.
forth the
Yeah.
entire series.
that was really fun though. But seriously, that was 100% like the team. They really focused like on everything. I just listened to everything they said. They said do this, do that. Serpent's Fang in the third game, because the early shields, and that saved us tremendously. So that was all Volps and Laser and Manny and Mustard, like 100% on them. I didn't do shit.
Well, you definitely did. Your scoreline shows it, Ryleon. And I mean, I gotta say, as your guys' coach, from game one, I was like so proud of y'all. Y'all pulled it back from last week, like you said, and that just makes my heart warm up so much.
Yeah. Just try not to be last on the leaderboards again. That's like my number one goal from this entire thing. It's just like I gotta get better than an 11. Like just
I mean,
personally, I can lose
We
every
can't
game, but
all
I
be
don't.
first place.
Yes, it was you
Oh.
two battling last week, wasn't it?
It was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, we got a
Oh.
caster threesome here, but weird. I don't know what's going on. I'm their coach. I don't know.
We're too involved.
Oh
It
man.
was just
Someone else.
really good call outs though by everyone. Like Laser, just his ability to just like build our comps and like pretty much just be like, this is exactly what we're doing, and just follow it. And we just trust him completely now. It took me a long time to fucking be like, okay, I'm gonna trust you completely. Even still now, I kind of question it, and they're just like, please just do it. I'm like, okay, I'll just do it, and it works perfectly. And it's like, oh, I love it. But yeah, I couldn't have done it without them 100%. 10 kills, 10 assists. I mean, 22 assists on Amumu, 20 assists on Manny, 21 assists on Lulu, and then 14 assists on Yone. Like, come on. Everyone was a part of everything this game. I love it.
Now, I do want to ask because, game one, it was back and forth. Game two, pretty much back and forth. Game three, kind of back and forth, but more towards the early towards the early parts of the game. It was like that, and then it transitioned into you guys' win. Now,
Right.
when you guys were doing these back and forths, because it was very close. The gold was like, okay, now it's like 2K. Now it's like, no, there's no difference. Now it's 2K. And it was just going back and forth I'm pretty sure throughout all three of these games. Now, were you guys cognizant of how much, like, even during these games, you coordinated? Because the first comp, it was kind of, a set comp. You guys knew what you wanted to do. Now, did that
Absolutely.
develop? Did you guys just plan out all three games? It just seemed like you guys were like, we're doing this comp game one, we're going to do this comp game two, and this comp game three.
Really, it just came down to what they were banning.
Okay.
So it was just, and they literally did the same bans every single game. We were just like, oh, okay, if they're going to leave certain picks open for us, then we're just gonna go ahead and grab it. They kept on banning out the Caitlyn, so it was like, okay, we can't play Caitlyn. Next game, if she's not banned out, we might grab the Caitlyn. Who knows? So, that gets banned out. So it's just like, okay, how are we feeling? So second game, we wanted to do a more divey comp. You saw the Nocturne, you saw everything there. It was just absolutely perfect. We can get onto the back line, and we just took it per individual game how we wanted to play that game out.
Gotcha.
Completely. So it was just, we didn't have like, okay, game one is this, game two is this, game three is this. You can ban out some of our really good main, comps here, well, then we'll adapt and we'll just pull out something different, as you guys clearly saw here tonight. So it was just like, we've now have a very well-rounded input from all lanes, and I think we meshed way better than we did last week, in terms of just communication, what we wanted to do, and the focus for each game. Irelia, 1 and 2 was such a pain in the ass. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was going to be my
And-
question because I saw, game 2, we saw that you didn't ban out the Aurelia. Game 3, we saw you didn't ban out the Aurelia. Did you have a game plan for how to deal with that? Game 3, like, did you talk about it a lot and just expect that to come out?
Yeah, we did. Game plan for game 3 was we just beat her in game 2, so we're running that back. If she's gonna go ahead and, let the Kai'Sa through, we're picking the Kai'Sa. If the Malphite's gonna go through, we'll get the Malphite. And we'll just keep on, and we'll just build back exactly what we did last game because it worked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, just a little bit of tweaks, and you guys got the
slight
wombo.
one little tweak.
Yep.
Exactly. That just improved the wombo even better.
Yeah.
And he was just like a Mumu. It was like, okay, Amumu. We didn't even think about it. We didn't talk about it. It was just, okay, Amumu. 100% trust. You got this. The lockdown's amazing. Like, everything about it was just perfect. And I couldn't have asked for anything better. Like, our team, super, super great. Like, I'm so proud of them. They're proud of me too, and I love it. Shout out to you guys.
All right. Any other questions you got for our MVP of the day, Riley, on here, Primus?
So I really liked y'all's play throughout the whole time. We talked about how it being such a back and forth, and you said you just relied so much on your team. How did y'all keep your mental? Throughout that, it was hard for me to keep the mental just watching it. So like, was it more coming from like one voice, like, "Hey guys, we got this," or was it more of like a group effort?
Nope, just an entire group effort of it happened. Let's adapt. That's all we did this entire series was tweak little things. Like when you saw in week 1, you versed us in week 1. And then what we did here in week 2, it's just like we just have to learn what didn't work, know where our strengths are, and capitalize on it. It's all about communication. That's all.
Yep.
And our
So I'm
communication
happy we never have to play you again because now now you're improving. So like, we
the
got you at your
finals,
worst.
bro.
I don't want to see y'all at your best. So
No, we're gonna see you in the finals. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
hey, y'all heard it here first.
Oh, here we go. Caster rivalry gonna transfer into the finals. Oh no.
Yeah, no, they did great though. Like Queen's Gambit, they did fantastic last week. So we definitely did our homework. We focused on what we needed to do, in order to capitalize and get them a little bit off their A game compared to what they did last week. And you guys saw the results. We're coming for you, Green. Don't worry.
All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they'll probably watch the VODs and see, like what they can improve on. We do the same for our team, so looking forward to see how y'all do next week. Tomorrow is going to be myself and my team playing Team Brown, Delaware Derby, and I play for I Dream of Memes. Team Green, we're going to be playing tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, Wookie, I have to at least shout out the schedule because I am playing.
Yeah, for sure. No, you got it. You got it. And guess who's gonna be casting that one?
Wookie.
It's gonna be me and Riley on. Let's go.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for
All right,
it.
now it's Riley
How the
on's turn.
turntables.
Now it's Riley on's turn to commentate on your gameplay.
He looked solid throughout the whole thing. I couldn't talk shit. So like,
Yeah, exactly.
You better be on your A game tomorrow. You better get MVP. I swear to God.
Yeah, you gotta own up, get the Nautilus plays out there. Let's go, get those hooks.
All day.
Practice.
Let's go.
I mean, y'all banned it every game, so.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a lot of hook champions. You'll figure it out, right?
You got this.
I
believe in
mean,
you.
I play a little. I play anything that. Yeah, I play Thresh and Blitzcrank too, so it's not over till it's over.
Yep. That's it's not over
I
till
like-
the
I like- I
hook
like-
lands, right?
I only played Leona last week, so.
Oh, okay.
True.
Yeah,
That is
true.
very true.
That
You
is
did
very
Leona
true.
all 3 games. That's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, I know Radline hated that. I just picked CC champs.
I
I love making 80 carries hate their lives.
Yeah, not fun.
Wow.
But
We got the ADC over here, the support rival over here. It's a whole conglomerate mess. But
let's
yeah.
go.
Love to see it. But yeah, I got nothing else.
All right. Well, with that, that's going to be the end of the night. Sending it off with UWRU Bonk as your winners. Rallion, thank you for joining us for this MVP interview. From myself, Wookie, and from my lovely caster, Primus, we will see you all tomorrow. Me and Riley on 9 p.m. Don't miss it.
Peace.